I just wanted to go on your Insta real quick, and I see that you work at Oasis.
Yes.
So
Yes, I do.
what okay, I'm not even sure. Is that like a normal club or is that like a sex club? I'm just
It's a
curious.
100% a sex club, which
What? Wait,
other
what?
people would know. Other people would know it as a swingers club because apparently sex club means different things in different countries.
Okay.
So people in Europe would call it a swingers club.
Oh my God. So, okay, 'cause I'm not even shitting you. Like 2 years ago, my ex-roommate and I were just like drunk off our asses, and we're like, let's just research this shit. And we're just like, is this a thing? Like, can people take their partners with you? Like, don't you have to get tested? Like, what do you like to do any
So
kind?
those were two different questions, and I'm going to answer one of them, and then I'm going to
Sure.
answer the second, if that helps. The
Yes.
first thing is, yes, people will bring their partners, or they'll go as solo players, is because sex is play,
Hmm.
so it's called playing, play party, play space. So you can go as a solo player, or you can go with a partner. You can go to partner swap. You can go to just be with your partner. One thing that we would tell people coming in, well, two things is the best way to have fun is to come with zero expectations. Do not, just like you would at a bar,
Mm.
don't expect people to be down to fuck you
you
just
can
because
say
you're
you can
showing
say
up.
fuck. You can say fuck. I mean,
Okay,
go
okay,
ahead.
okay. Yeah, so you want to come with no expectations, not just of yourself if you're coming alone or other people, but even of your partner. Like, you want to have clear boundaries. But the other thing is, don't like come to explore and come with an open mind, but come, if you're with as part of a couple, with knowing what you're both there for. Because you'd frequently have couples walk in where one person was there just to see and the other was like, oh, but if they show up, then I can convince them to have a threesome. And
Mm.
that's, you know what I mean? Like, we would encourage that couples come knowing what their boundaries are and having had that conversation. But yes, you can come with your partner or you can come alone. A lot of people came just to, I went there almost every Monday as a student for Student Monday, just to sit in the hot tub and get drunk, because there's an outdoor
Oh,
heated pool. So in the middle of winter, it was like the most fun place to be with your
especially
friends.
in Canada, guys, because it's fucking cold in Canada. So
Yeah.
it's even cold today. So I don't. I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind a hot tub right
And
now.
so for your second question, do people get tested? So just like in real life, when you meet people on Tinder, those are conversations that we leave up to private adults as they're ready. You don't need to
Okay.
come in with a clean bill of health because, or like a statement saying, I have no STIs, because there are people with incurable STIs who still
Right.
have sex and have active sex lives.
Right.
So we provide free condoms and lube, and that allows people to make their own sexual health decisions. But we are creating a space, and adults come in and navigate those conversations as adults on their own terms. We would have people who come in and not want to use condoms, and that's their choice.
Yeah.
We like, it's very much up to an individual how they would want to do things. Similar to if you're hooking up with someone on Tinder, whether or not using a condom is between those adults. No one's going to come and arrest you. You're just making choices.
Have you? Okay, I actually do have a good question. How have you actually had like a creeper kind of person that people are just like, no, we don't want to be like around this person, and there's like a
Please.
security issue.
We always do have people who make other people uncomfortable.
Right.
We have a very strict code of conduct and a waiver that you sign at the door. And it includes things like no photography, no videography, no sex in the stairwells or the first floor bathrooms, because it's like, a fire hazard. But also, you can't touch people without asking.
Hold
You
on.
can't
Did you
touch them.
hold on a second? Did you say no sex in the bathroom because of a fire hazard?
Oh, like, not actually a fire hazard, but the main floor bathrooms, you would create like a really weird, like it would create a traffic jam. It's just a
Right.
really bad place. Like, the main floor bathrooms, it was just like logistically a really bad place to have sex because we also didn't have bathrooms on every floor at the time too. Long story short is, like, no sex in the stairwells because, that's a safety hazard. No sex in the bathrooms because of traffic jams. No sex in the hot tub because it's a closed circuit. No one should ever have sex in a hot tub, not even their own. Just gonna throw that out there. Like, you're gonna be swimming in your own semen until you clean that place. And yeah, like, don't pee in the
Ew.
hot tub unless you like pee play, in which case pee in the hot tub. So, okay, in terms of
I
there are
fucking
always
love
going to
it.
yeah, there are always going to be people who we call them water sports. There are always
Water
going to be people.
sports. Girl, take a breath. These jokes
Yeah,
are hitting so hard. Holy shit.
yeah. So there are always people who might make people uncomfortable. So we have what we call, like, consent is very complex. But we have a policy that says you cannot touch people without asking.
Right.
Not on the shoulder, not on the back. People are in various states of undress. You always, you always want to ask.
Yeah,
so
well,
that's
just how society should work, right? You should be asking before anything, any touching of any kind. Please ask.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own personal bubble, and some people seem to, at least now we have Corona. I mean, I don't want to say we have Corona, but at least now we're kind of like a meter away from everyone. But yeah, back when we could.
Yeah. Well, all I'm going to say is that if someone does something that breaks the code of conduct, they get removed for the night or for forever, depending on how hard the breach was, like how much of the rules they broke. But if someone is making someone uncomfortable, you are encouraged to just be very clear with your boundaries. And the good thing about Oasis is that it's a safe place to be clear with your boundaries. And they also understand that sometimes it's hard for you to be very clear with your boundaries, and staff people will have a conversation for you. If that sounds like, hey, you're going to leave that person alone now.
Right.
We don't want to see you talk to them. We don't want to see you follow them. We don't want to see you interact with them after. And then if that person goes up to that person and talks to them, then they're out.
Right.
Because we just told them not to. And if they don't understand and they're upset, then too bad. That person couldn't, sometimes it can be really hard to say no or to set those boundaries because of how it's mostly women who have these issues, and it's because of how we're socialized.
Right.
So, I think that it's nice to have a space where people understand that that's how dynamics work, and staff are there and ready to have the conversation for you. But because it's a safe place where staff will back you up, it's a great place to practice setting strong boundaries. One thing I have noticed about creepers, for lack of a better word, is that you can state what makes someone creepy is when you have stated your boundary either directly or indirectly, and they're not listening anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Like there have been some interactions where I'll ask my husband, like, how do I make myself clearer? He goes, it's not you. You were very clear. This person just
didn't listen.
There's nothing you could possibly say to make yourself clearer.
Right.
They're just not listening. And so that's, things to keep in mind.
They keep saying my name, MMP. Are you saying you're a creeper?
I think that's the joke.
Yikes. Where's that creeper emote? I don't have it.
Sorry,
here.
I got a notification. I'm like, oh, is this someone wondering where to get to the Twitch stream? No, they're commenting on one of my sex names that I posted to my story. So
love it. So yeah, thanks for kind of opening my eyes to that. I mean, I'm not sure if that's for me, but at least those are some questions that, I had that I would be kind of too embarrassed to like email someone about that. So,
Totally.
Yeah.
If anyone has any other sex club questions, throw them in the chat.
Yep, This isn't Ask Me Anything, guys. So if you guys do have questions, we'll try to be answering some questions later on. And hi, Roly. I see your your hello.
Yeah. Oh, I should tell people who I am, maybe. I don't know if they know me.
Yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to start off with. But yeah, we got talking about Oasis. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, this is my friend Ray. She's actually a friend of mine. And
it's very funny.
Very funny. She has her own podcast. It's called Sex News with Ray. So we are promoting the fuck out of it right here. I just
got nominated for a Canadian Podcast Award. I'm very excited about it.
That's freaking awesome. So she's fucking professional as hell. So this is her website. If you guys want to check it out. She also does TikTok. She's so good at TikTok. Like, she's killing it. And also, you've seen me mad post about her on Instagram, so go ahead and take a follow. Melissa, we love Ray. That's awesome. I'm excited. Yeah, you already have a fans growing here.
That's exciting. I wish TikTok made me money, but it doesn't. So in the meantime, I'm just treating it like a video game where
it actually can make you money. If you do TikTok lives, people can pay you the same way we're doing here on Twitch. You can get money. It's called Diamonds, and I've actually gone live on TikTok the same time as Twitch, and they can
so I gotta go live more often. That's
yes, because they can give you gifts, they can give you like diamonds, and that actually transfers money, and then you send that off to your PayPal, and you're good.
Here, I'll put this in here. Okay, so on TikTok oh no, what did I do? I hit a full screen thing by accident. Okay, wait 1 second. My TikTok @wife. Oh my god, every time I try and hit that's what it is. Okay, let's try this again.
Ray's TikTok, I think, is just Wife Bay Ray, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same.
And the person who said that I'm corny, yeah, I am. I am corny. That's fine. I own it. You should see my dance TikToks. They're embarrassing and I love them. I don't. I
that's
think
wrong.
one of the things about TikTok that's fun is you don't have to take yourself too seriously.
That is true. Like, I do all
I
kinds
can't
of.
hear you. Are you on mute or did I mute you? Is it me?
Yeah, no, it's me.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was saying, the thing that I like about TikTok is that you can just sort of be yourself.
Mhm.
And so sometimes I'm educational, and sometimes I do really dumb shit because I think it's funny. Like, you know, it's my social media. I don't make money off of it. Why would I care? So
No, you can make money off of every social media. You just have to find out how. And actually, Twitter just released their own live as well. So, yeah. Maybe you
Okay.
can make money off Twitter too, but definitely on TikTok you can if you go live.
all right. I'm seeing one question from Yasha, and then MMP Gaming. Oh my God, words. If you
Jabing.
could clarify what you're asking about being illegal, let me know. Why is it that a woman likes you, but you like her friend? She'll never help you or even block you. Yasha, I feel like that's self-explanatory. But if a woman likes you, but you like her friend, she's not going to help you because that's against her own interests. If you liked a girl, but and that girl liked your friend, would you help her? Would you set her up? Or would it be too painful to watch your friend get with the guy that you like? I personally wouldn't help. Well, you know what?
That's
not
more
true. It
for
depends on
single
how much I
people,
like the
though.
guy and how much I like the girl.
I was gonna say that's more for single people though. If I had a friend, like I would try to hook them up with another one of my friends. I think.
Right, but like if you had a crush on a guy and he had a crush on your friend and he's like, set me up with her.
Oh yeah,
that
would be not in your interest. Yeah, you're right.
But I think it's also fair to set a boundary. It's not even that it's like against your interest. It's very much like I if he knows also that you like them, like I would say that like if you like someone, it's so painful. I wouldn't do that to myself. You know, you gotta have strict boundaries, and if you know that this girl likes you, it is a very mean thing to ask her to set you up with her friend. You're basically stomping all over her heart.
Ooh, Yasha, you hear that?
Is it an instinctual thing for women to gatekeep their friends? No. Okay, MMP Jamie, I'm gonna get to your question in a second. What I'm going to say though is that it's not an instinctual thing for women to gatekeep their friends, but we do protect each other and we do talk. So if we meet a guy and he's nice and respectful, we tell our friends that. Oh, what do you think of this guy? Oh, he was really nice and respectful. If a guy, on the other hand, gets a girl drunk at the end of the night just so he can hit on her and another friend finds out, we're going to tell each other because we're going to protect each other and our physical safety.
I was actually going to say that, like, if you're at a club, you will almost always see a, like, mother hen kind of character who will round the girls together and be like, kind of push them in the right direction if they don't want to be around that person. So I would think, yeah, it is instinctual. Like, we're out there to protect, ourselves as well, so.
I think it's not even like the mother hen is also like they call it the mother hen, and I feel like a lot of pickup artists think that that's this barrier they have to get through.
Right.
But there's two reasons why someone's doing that. First is that they care about their friends and they know what the rates of sexual assault are, which are 1 in 3 women are going to be sexually assaulted over the course of their lifetime.
That's fucking high, by the way. That is more than that's more than as many people get tattoos, which is 1 in 4, which is crazy.
Yeah, but what people forget is that you're more likely to be sexually assaulted by someone you know than someone you don't know. So, you know what I mean? But like that being said, there are men who do use the date rape drug, and there's a lot of concerns going on in those kinds of settings, and you just want to make sure that your friends are safe, especially when alcohol is involved. Because people tend to do things that they wouldn't necessarily do if they were sober, and our friends are cognizant of what our behavior is like normally or not normally. The other thing is that it could be that that friend is getting them out of a situation they don't want to be in, and the guy doesn't recognize it. Yeah. They see this person as a gatekeeper, but really this friend is their out. So, yeah. So, all right. I'm going to now answer about the sex work legality question. The answer is sort of. It is legal for a person to get paid for sex. They cannot use that money to pay their bills. They also, it's illegal to buy sex right now. We have this bill called C-36 that we're trying to get repealed. This is a method that they call it criminalizing the Johns, or criminalizing the buyers, as an effort to reduce supply or demand. They're trying to reduce demand by making it illegal. What happens though is that the people who are safe and responsible, they aren't necessarily going to go out and buy sex, and you're left with a bunch of people who don't care about whether it's legal or not. So you're basically reducing it to people who don't care about criminal behavior, which decreases the safety. They've also made it illegal to have conversations about sex work in public spaces or in certain public spaces, which means that women and men who are able to pivot to the internet, they can navigate their own safety. But anyone who's the most at-risk population, which are the people who are visible on the street, they can't have conversations in a private or in a public space. So they have to physically get into a car or go into a private space with the person that could be buying their service, which puts them in a very unsafe situation. So this method is all about protecting the women. And it's always about protecting women, even though there are male sex workers, statistically a lot less. But they're trying to, in theory, like end trafficking and protect the at-risk people. But these laws actually make it less safe for at-risk people, and anyone else is still sort of in the same boat. And it's ridiculous. I'm all for legalizing sex work so that we can tax it and pay for dental for the rest of us in Canada. That's just me. But like, yeah. So is it legal? Sort of.
That is a great line. I love it. Yeah. I was curious because I always thought that like prostitution. Like they were saying a couple years ago, it was legal, and now they switched it to being illegal. So I'm not even sure anymore. Now there's a lot of people doing online stuff because of COVID.
Yeah, so there's a few other factors here, which is it's not legal to do sex work if you're being an escort or doing what's called like in-person sex work, but you can make pornography legally in Canada. So the joke is that you cannot do sex work unless you film it and put it on the internet. Then it's fine.
What?
Yeah. So there's a lot of these arbitrary rules that are very confusing. And once again, it usually comes down to people having this conversation around trying to like end trafficking or save people, but like it's not actually doing any of those things. New Zealand actually has like the closest thing to a sex worker union, and they have a really great they have low rates of trafficking and high education. So Jazz, that is very funny. I appreciate you.
Free dental with oral. Yo, girl, that's jokes.
That's pretty solid.
I'm gonna scroll up real quick to see if there's any other questions here. What if she rejects you to keep you as a friend, but still doesn't help with any other girl?
I think it's interesting that you are expecting your female friends to hook you up with their friends.
Why can't you do the work?
I don't think there's anything wrong with group settings and meeting in an organic way, but like, not all women are matchmakers. Not all women want to set you up with their friends, and maybe they like you as a friend, but they know you wouldn't be right for their friend, or maybe you did something that pissed them off. I don't know. There are many reasons why someone might not want to set you up with their friend. You could just ask them. They might have a very unique individual reason. But I don't think like being friends with girls just because they could set you up with someone else, like that's like I get it, but it's not.
That's sneaky. Straight up, that's sneaky. Don't do that. Be friends with the people you want to be friends with. And if you see someone you want to be friends with, or you actually have a crush or admire, go talk to them.
Yeah, I would say that one of the best ways to meet other women is to just be a respectful person. And once again, girls talk about respectful behavior. So just because they're not attracted to you, when COVID is over, one day we'll all be at parties again where someone's going to invite two friends, someone else is going to invite two friends and a friend of a friend. You make new friends, you end up in their friend group, and then all of a sudden you've met new people that you otherwise wouldn't have met. And honestly, though, statistically, more people meet people through online dating than they do through friend of a friend. And I found out this recently. This is actually written in my sex ed certification textbook. People who meet online are less likely to get divorced than people who meet because of school or work or they live in the same town.
Because they're connecting emotionally. Straight up.
Meeting someone with common interests, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so I'm seeing some questions here like, what do you think about a sex worker shaming their client? If their client paid for it, great. If your client didn't pay for it, that's a little bit of a double standard. That being said, I think there's a sort of assumption that like men who buy sex are gross and women who sell it are just like getting money over the simps. But like, I know so many sex workers, whereas it's not just that there's always going to be demand. There's always going to be supply. People will always want to do sex work. They always have, they always will. And if we truly believe that people are choosing to do sex work, then they are choosing to do it because they want to. So they're not necessarily going to shame someone. I don't know any sex workers who shame their clients, other than the professional dominatrixes that I know who are paid to shame their clients.
They're like paid to shame.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
something different.
How much money is it to get a good-looking sex worker?
Oh wait,
I don't know
before we move on to that other
Oh.
question, I just wanted to mention that, you know, I do have a private Snap, and subscribers can get that, and I actually have blocked people off the Snapchat because they weren't listening to the rules. I wouldn't consider that shaming, but, you know, it's literally, like, it's your content, so you should be able to have boundaries like that as well, so...
Yeah,
You can't-
I have an OnlyFans. Like,
Yeah,
we all
you
do
can't,
it.
like-
I mean, it's mostly lewds, but yeah.
I mean, guys can request stuff and say, hey, I paid for this, but it's not really in the, you know, you don't have to do it. Like,
I've had guys say to me, like, hey, how much for this kind of a photo?
You don't have to do it if you don't want to.
I don't provide that kind of content. My bio is very clear on what I'm going to be doing. Okay, yeah, so, like, I agree. Like, it's not shaming to say, no, I have a boundary and I'm not interested. Okay, so... how much money is it to get a good-looking sex worker? So I can tell you what the Toronto rates for sex work are. For your average escort, it's going to start around $300 an hour. What is considered attractive? An hour. $300 an hour, and you're usually booking a minimum of 2 to 3 hours. What I will also say is what you consider attractive is very different from what someone else considers attractive. So that is a standard rate for most of the mid-priced sex workers in the city. And I mean, it's going to be cheaper in certain states and cheaper in certain places that people live. I just know that that's kind of where we're at now. But I wouldn't say good looking or not good looking because people have different preferences and tastes and are looking for different things. So that would be the rate in general to expect. Which is why when a man said, how much to sex with you on my Instagram, I said, I don't do that kind of work. And he said, I'll pay you a lot of money. I said, I don't do that kind of work, and if you ask me again, I'll block you. And he said, $300 final offer. I laughed because that's not a lot of money. That's the standard rate for an hour, but okay. All right, so what do I think about Stormy Daniels trying to shame a client? I haven't read it, I haven't seen it, so I don't have an opinion.
Who's Stormy Daniels? Who's Stormy Daniels?
I believe Stormy Daniels is a porn performer.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. Sorry.
Yeah. Ooh, never saw it as sneaky. Your Shine wanted to know if she was single. Ha. Okay, Johnny Mnemonic. You're right. It's not necessarily that's not necessarily sneaky. There's nothing wrong with exploring with a friend, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with, like, hey, I'm kind of interested in your friend. Is she single?
Is she single or not? That's fine, yeah.
That is not asking your friend to set you up with them. That's doing a quest. And if your friend says she's single, you could then follow up with, would you be upset if I maybe asked her out? And then, you know what I mean? Like, because I know she's your friend. And then it's respectful. And then you can sort of gauge the conversation there. Stormy had sex. Steven, I've also heard that Trump assaulted Stormy, but I could be wrong.
Wait, who is this Stormy person? I'm confused.
Oh, okay. Campbell Soup Gaming. Where do you see the girl? I need location context, and then I can answer your question. I think people are insecure, Yasha. Just throwing that out there. It's not about gender. People are insecure. And I think also we are taught that there's this narrative that women are hyper competitive with each other. That is not true. Most of the women that I know, and most of the women in my life, and most of the women that they know, we're not competing with each other. We're supporting each other. We're loving each other. Guys will try. Oh my God, I have to find the study. And also, okay, there was a study, and I'm gonna probably bastardize it, and I'll see if I can find it because this one is so interesting. But a study was conducted that talked to high school girls to basically find out what is drama and what is the root of all drama. And what they found is that drama is considered in the realm of women. Women have drama, but what the research actually found was that in the center of the drama was always a guy starting it. It was a guy telling one thing to one girl and another thing to another girl. But what he was doing wasn't considered drama because he was a guy. So it all turned into, oh my God, so much drama, and put on these girls when really the root of it was this one guy causing the drama and free from all the judgment and gender stereotyping. So I thought that was so fascinating. So are girls insecure and don't want someone liking their friend? I promise you that is probably the explanation for some girls, but it is not the explanation for many. And instead of putting your own bias and seeing what you want to see because of what you've been taught to see, ask yourself the question, what else could this be? And this is something they do in academia in general. There's a lot of historically racist and sexist scholarship. And sometimes people see what they want to see and didn't bother to ask, what else could this be? Another study that did this was, one study found that all men like casual sex more than women. Women don't like casual sex, they want relationships. But then you look in the methodology. The methodology of that study was literally they had a hot model walk up to a bunch of women and go, do you want to have sex with me right now? And most of the women said no. You had a hot model walk up to a bunch of guys, female model, and do you want to have sex with me? They all went, yeah, okay. And they recorded that. But they didn't ask why. So someone repeated the study and then said, why don't you want to have sex with me? And the women answered things like, I don't want to be called a slut. I'm worried about my physical safety. You're a stranger. I don't know you well enough to know if you're going to break my boundaries or not. Right? Like, and then they found that the reason, it's not that women did not want to have sex with that man on the spot. It's that they had other concerns like stigma and safety that were affecting their decision to do it on the spot.
Well, that's
Things
like
that
saying
other
like
men were worried
it's
about.
kind of like a one night stand, right? You don't want to be judged for having a one night stand kind of thing. That's
right. Yeah, exactly. And so in moments like that, and in moments saying, well, women are all this or men are all this, saying anytime you say any gender is anything, that's your bias, right? Like we can all say men are trash all we want, but the truth is no. If a woman is in a group and she's ranting, I'm not going to be like, well, not all men are trash, because we know not all men are trash. There's far greater differentiation between one man and another man than there are between all men and all women. And I'm going to get back to some people's questions again. Okay, are most sex clubs for straight people only? There's actually a lot of gay bathhouses. I think there's more gay bathhouses than there are straight sex clubs.
Wait, hold on. Gay bathhouses? Is that like lesbian gay or for both?
No, just gay men.
Just gay men?
Glory Hole City. Yeah, I'm not allowed in them.
City? Wait, what?
Yeah, like it's very much like it's for like a lot of like straight hookups.
Is that in Toronto?
Not straight, but like strict. Oh, there's a few in Toronto. They're all over the place. They're everywhere. I can say that Oasis is LGBTQ friendly. I don't necessarily know I can't answer for all sex clubs across the world, but I do know that like lesbians probably create their own spaces.
That'd be crazy to have like a lesbian like spa, just like you know, like in Japan where they have the bathhouses for men and women.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Melissa, I would say a lot of the swingers clubs that I know are very straight oriented. When I went to Hedonism in Jamaica, which is a fantastic sex resort, it's a whole inclusive resort. There's a naked side and a beach and a pool and like swim bars and playrooms, and it's a wonderful place.
Take me.
But homosexuality is illegal there. So all of this, yeah. And even with some of the older generation, there's a lot of like, it's fine if a woman is bi, but if a man is bi, sometimes that makes guys uncomfortable. And they're like, there's a lot of like older. When I say older generation, I mean like my parents' age and older. So that's actually being phased out. You're seeing a lot more men who are open to just enjoying sexual experiences without like the homophobia in it. Like, you know, guys being like, oh, I want to watch my wife scissor. But like, you'll be like, great, I want to see you two kiss. And they're like, no, that's gay. I'm not interested. I'm gonna touch your dicks together. I'm done. You know, just like being really, really gross. Okay, so I'm seeing so many questions.
I love it. The questions are coming in. Let's do it.
Campbellsuit Gaming sees a girl in Square One and thinks they're cute. Okay, great. You're at Square One. COVID is over, or it's not. Here's how you approach. Are you ready? I'm gonna role play with Nikki. Oh my God. Well, maybe not. Oh my God. That'll make you sound gay. But I would just, you know, and then that's thing. Just like walk up and be like, I really love your style.
Oh, thank you so much.
You look really cute. What stores are you going to? Where, you know? Amazon. Hey, I've heard that Amazon has a pop-up shop. Would you maybe help me pick out a few things?
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
There you go. Now you're on an impromptu date.
We're on a shopping date.
I mean, I can come up with a bunch of different scenarios like that, but my general rule for opening with a stranger, it's called like a cold open, right? Like you don't know anything about this person. Compliment them on something that they can control, not something they can't. This is why saying
brilliant.
Nice tits isn't a compliment, even if they are, right? Like you want that from someone that you know a little bit better, that you know that you are also attracted to, but a stranger doing it, gross. But saying nice style, that's something that someone has cultivated and they're at Square One, so clearly they love them all. Right? Or like, I don't know, they're like holding like a really pretty drink from Starbucks. What drink is that? It looks really pretty. How does it taste? Oh, that's really cute. Oh, by the way, your shoes are really cute. Did you get them here? You know what I mean? Or like, oh, hey, I saw you shopping at Aldo's. Like, I love that store. They've got great sales. You know what I mean? Like you can talk about something that is clearly a way to get them talking about something they like. So that would be
You feel like that's creepy?
1 sec, I'm gonna get there. Well, it depends on if you're doing it creepy or not.
Hold on, I just want to say, hey, Chaos Christy, and thank you so much for the bits, girl. I appreciate you so, so, so much. And MMP Gaming, always with the bits. Thank you so much for making this stream awesome. And thank you guys for the questions. I love it. Thank you.
I'm gonna post one of my blog posts into the chat because it's like literally the basics. It's my flirting tips for beginners.
Sure.
And this came out of a flirting. By the way, my official title at Oasis is Aqua Flirt, and I get paid to flirt with people. So,
Aqua Flirt.
Yeah, that's my flirting tip. So flirting is for everyone. The great fear rejection. What is creepy? What is not? You know what? If someone is not interested in you, they might think it's creepy. But if they are, they won't. They'll be excited that you came up and complimented them on their style. But if someone is not interested in giving those nonverbal cues, you walk away. You know, and the worst thing that happens is this person has now been given a compliment by a stranger. Wow, terrible. Oh my God. So that's one thing. The other thing I would say about it is,
just realized I've been accidentally flirting with everyone in my life. Yo, girl, that's me.
Yeah. By the way,
funny.
People are allowed to not be attracted to people, and they're allowed to not be attracted to you, just like you are allowed to not be attracted to me. We are allowed to not be sexually attracted to each other. That's okay. Find the person who's open to your flirt style. Keep in mind that everyone has a different flirt style, and some people might not be receptive to yours. And that means that you're probably not compatible, and that's okay, because long-lasting relationships come out of personality, not just appearance. So you want to find someone who thinks that your flirt style is cute and likes it. Maybe they're missing your signals. People miss signals all the time. It's fine. People are really bad at flirting, and no one can tell when they're being flirted with. There's a study on that. It's also on my website under the resources. It's hilarious. I read that. I was like,
There's actually that show on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's with autistic people, and they go on dates. And yeah, there was this one. I bet
you it's very, very like forward.
Well, I know there was this one girl. They were both, it's like blind dates, right? And she literally brought her Nintendo Switch with her, and I thought that was so weird because that's all she knew was how to like use her video games. And she brought the Switch like to the bar, and they're supposed to be on a date, like talking and sharing experiences. She's like literally on her game the whole time. I'm like, that's how some people cope, right? But how does someone like that? Like, how are they going to find love if they can't get past that? Oh, but
Here's my next tip, which is know how you are perceived by others and use it to your advantage. I am 5'2". I'm a size 4 in the titties and a size 6 in the ass, right? Like I am not, I'm like on the larger side of small, almost a medium, right? Like I am a short, small woman, okay? and also like I am what most people would consider standard attractiveness, like, right? Like I'm white, I have all my hair, I don't grow a beard, like I know how to shower, I wear deodorant. Like these are all things that are working in my favor. And because I am short and a woman, when I flirt with people, I am incredibly forward and people love it. Men love when a woman doesn't make them guess, right? Like when like men like getting.
I think men just like confident women. Like confidence is the thing.
Yeah, and the ones who don't, great. If I scare them off, good. You deserve to be intimidated, and you've helped me dodge a bullet. But when I hit on people, I will very much be like, I think you're attractive, because I know that they're not going to be scared of me physically, and I know that I know what I'm doing. I know how I'm perceived. So use that to your advantage and go accordingly. Also, if you are worried about being perceived as threatening, do not slouch. Slouching does not make you seem less threatening. Do not make yourself small. If you're a tall guy who's used to ducking through doorways, don't make yourself small. Take up space. You deserve it. You deserve to be proud of however broad or not broad your shoulders are. But no matter what you do, don't hunch, because it's bad posture.
Ray has 6'2" energy. Love it. Guys, if you guys have enough stream points, we can also do squats and leg raises. It's also there in the channel points, and you'll get to see our cool outfits. You'll get to see how tall we are, so check it out. If you guys want to redeem those channel points, it's right below the chat box. Hit that skull. There's a bunch of like random challenges there.
Sorry, I was going to say, MMP Gaming asked, do I do stage performance like burlesque or stripping? I should probably talk about everything I do, since we've just talked about Oasis. So what I do at Oasis, my official title is event coordinator and engagement liaison and aqua flirt, which is the hosting role. I plan our virtual events right now, and when we're not virtual, I plan our in-person events, which means anything from like booking performers like burlesque to I come up with a bunch of icebreaker games, and it's basically like sex camp. it's like camp for people who want to have sex. So that's my job there. But what I also do, aside from creating sex positive content on TikTok and infographics for Instagram and posting my ass on the internet, I post my ass on the internet on OnlyFans because that helps pay for me to have Instagram content. You know how it is. It's like a self-perpetuating loop. But I also make latex fetish wear. So I made the shirt that you see today. I made this. I do a lot of custom cat suits and custom cat suit drafting for people. And what else do I do? I have a whole list. Oh, I have a podcast, as we discussed. So a lot of that sex positive content creation. My podcast is Sex News with Ray. Please go listen to it. I'm trying to make it a thing. That would be really fun. I do other things. One moment. Okay, podcast, latex. I'm in the middle of getting my sexual health educator certification. So
Getting
that,
pro.
theoretically, I would love to be the person going into high schools being like, here's how you put on a condom. But I don't know if that's where it's going to take me. But I am getting my certification so that I have the actual credential to back up the I have a lot of the knowledge already, but I will have the piece of paper to say yes.
Like the actual paper. Knowledge. That's going to be fucking bomb. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
So hold on. Let's do the leg raises. Melissa redeemed some leg raises. Let's just do 10 leg raises, and they can kind of see your outfit as well if you want to do that.
Yeah, okay. What kind of what do you mean? Like
I'll show you.
Okay.
Just like literally. Okay. I'm wearing the like cutest thing ever too, guys. Like, oh my god, so cute. Give me a second.
I'm attached by the headphones to the computer, so I'm gonna.
Like my.
You mean like the crunchy leg raises, and are they all gonna see my butt? Like, because I'm in a skirt.
I'm in a skirt too, girl. Don't worry. Look, I'm just doing leg raises, okay? I'm gonna do 10.
Those kinds.
Yeah.
Okay, so
don't get on the floor or anything.
Okay, when we do kickboxing, we do like a different kind. I'll show you, but I'm gonna take out my earbuds. So
oh my god! Somebody clip this. This is so cute.
Okay, one sec.
Oh my god, this is jokes. I love it.
Was that sufficient?
That was awesome. That was like Russian style leg raises.
Okay. I'm gonna scroll through the chat and see if there's anything else I have here. Oh, okay. Apple Soup knows exactly where I'm talking about. Don't give away all the secrets. Okay. How do you compliment someone when they're naked in the hot tub? People wear jewelry and have tattoos. Compliment them. One thing I've noticed: everyone has tattoos. Being at Oasis made me realize everyone has tattoos.
Look, I have one.
I ended up getting my first tattoo.
I have one right here. Can you guys see? It's like
that's so cute. I have. Are we showing off our tattoos? Can you see mine? That one?
Oh, is that wings?
Yeah.
Nice, girl. Love it. Yeah, mine is just like, you know, I don't want to like. It's just like script.
That's cute. Yeah. So if you're naked, compliment their jewelry or their tattoos because that's still personal style. Yeah. Okay. There are sex clubs in America. And I just don't know any of them, but there's different legalities that change from state to state. So you really I can't help you guys if you're looking for one there.
We're Canadians, sorry.
Yeah, okay, what else we got here? That top is, yes, I did make this. Also, everything is literally on my website, and I have a new collection that is fightwear inspired. If you guys are MMA people, it's like fightwear inspired collection, and it comes out sometime this month. I'm waiting for the video to finish getting edited. So.
Hi, Corey.
And then
sorry, Corey's my mod for the evening.
Hi, Corey.
We're doing pretty good though. I don't think we have any trolls in here though, so we're good.
Yeah. Okay. So, do I stream? Not on Twitch, but I sometimes go live on OnlyFans, and I do stuff like naked yoga and what else have I done? My friend did naked twerk class with me. I just do yoga. Most recently, I had to wax my. So my friend, we went live, and my friend went and we waxed each other's buttholes live on OnlyFans. So we'll do shit like that. Basically, what I do is I do things I have to do anyway, and I do them naked, and then I stream them. And then
my god,
I get tips, so.
That's so funny! I love that.
Corey James, what did you think of the left spinning elbow knockout from last week? Just a thought. Let me know. And also the broken leg 2 weeks ago. Please shout me out. Give me your opinions in the chat. Hobbies include kickboxing class and rock climbing and yoga. Corey's like, what?
Yeah, he's like, what?
Yeah, go look at. Okay, anyway, there were some serious knockouts in the past 2 weeks that were actually insane, like insane. There was a girl who, you know what? It doesn't matter. We don't need to talk about MMA. Sex questions. Yeah. Okay. What else you got?
So I'm gonna just answer some of the ones we got from Instagram.
Okay.
It's almost like we're almost at the hour mark. That's crazy. All right. So yeah, Shannon. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't know if I should say these people's names, but I will just say the questions. Most embarrassing sex story.
For me or for the guy? Because I'm gonna be honest. I can talk about the first time I did anal. It's my favorite. It's my favorite story. It's so funny. It's disgusting. People won't want to fuck me after. It's my favorite party story. Every time I tell this story, girls are always like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever heard," and men are like, "Why did you tell that
Let's
story?"
hear it.
So
Let's fucking hear it. Oh boy.
So I was 18 years old. By the way, yeah, I will talk about that Neko Winks after. I want you guys in the chat while I'm telling the story to tell me everything I did wrong. And if you don't, you know, this is a pop quiz. So I was 18,
Oh my God.
17, 18 years old. My boyfriend was something like 20 or 21. And we had no money, obviously. And he'd been like saying, I want to do anal. I want to do anal. So I was like, okay, fine. My birthday present to you will be the glory of my butthole. And he said, okay. So I assumed because he knew what he was doing that he knew what he was doing. And he assumed that because he watched porn, he knew what he was doing. But either way, we went to the sex store. And we go to the woman at the sex store. And we're like, what do we buy? And she's like, well, you can buy this lube, you can buy that lube. We've got this one, it's silicone, it's really slippery. I use it for everything. I put it on my skin, I put it on my hair, it makes me look so shiny.
Put it on my burgers.
Or there's also this cherry flavored desensitizing lube. So which one do you want? And I'm like, well, I guess we'll go with the desensitizing lube. That makes sense to me. So we're like, okay, so we buy it. And then his birthday comes and it's 1 a.m. and his stoner friends are still there. And I look at them and I say, you all need to leave so I can give him his present. Or you can stay. But either way, I'm taking him upstairs. And they're like, bye. So we go upstairs to his bed and he puts down a nice white towel on the bed. Pristine, perfect white towel.
I think I see where this is
going.
going.
All fours, and he takes this tube of lube that has the consistency of toothpaste and he just squirts it in there. And I'm like, I don't know if this is working. We've never used lube before. I'm naturally lubricated and we were virgins and like didn't use condoms because I was on the pill. Like they're just noobs. Never bought lube before.
Yeah.
So squirting that in, like half the tube is gone and it's like toothpaste. And he's kind of like, okay, let's go for it. And he puts his penis, he just sort of like tries to go for it. And like, obviously he started with like a finger, and then like another finger, and then he's going for the dick. And it doesn't really feel good, right? Like it feels like I can't really feel anything in the whole area, but it does feel like, you have to take a really big shit like way up in your stomach. Like you've been constipated for a week. It felt like that. And so he's sort of going away and it feels bad. And I'm like, this feels bad. And he's like, yeah, honestly, like I can't really feel anything either. So I'm just gonna, by the way, like things were clean. Things were clean down there. He goes, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna get out. And he does this.
No!
Pulls out as fast as he can. At which point, all of the lube, that half a tube of lube mixed with whatever was way up there and not ready to come out and just came pouring out of my ass onto the white towel. At which point, I should add, I thought it was the funniest fucking thing that had ever happened to me in my entire life. So I look at that, because I basically shit on his dick. And I start laughing. I was laughing so hard. And he looks down and starts to cry. And the more he cries, the more I laugh. And the more I laugh, the more he cries. And finally, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I go and I sit down on the toilet. And the way that his bedroom is set up is he lived at home with his parents, right? There's his room, a shared bathroom with his brother, and his brother is on the other side of the store. And the toilet is right beside the door, and the brother's desk where he games is right on the other side of the door. So I'm sitting on the toilet.
About to puke, that's gross.
Unholy noises, because I have this gaping hole where my butthole used to be. And it's just like echoing around. My farts are echoing around the toilet bowl, and I'm just trying. Farts are really funny to me. Like I can't hear a fart and not laugh, so I'm just like sitting on the toilet, just like laughing, holding my stomach, dying of laughter. Yeah, okay, it was so good. So obviously he didn't like it. So okay, people in the chat, what did we do wrong?
You
I'm
ate.
gonna wait and see what people say.
Can I guess that you ate some bad chimichangas before this session, or?
Nope. I actually use what I call the rhythm method of.
Was it this part? Was it this part? Because that was way
That's
too
one of the
fast. That was way too
Yeah.
fast.
Okay, I'm gonna give people. I'm gonna give people a few seconds. If not, I'm gonna go through it all.
Oh boy.
Okay.
He cried.
Step 1. The first thing that was wrong, assuming that you knew how to do anal from porn. Because
Yeah,
porn
no.
doesn't show you all of the prep work that goes into it. They've just got a gaping
Edit, cut,
butthole.
edit, cut, edit. These people are there for the whole
Right.
day, and it's only like an hour, so it's like, what?
Johnny Mnemonic, okay, femme fatale is hilarious. Didn't peg him instead. Totally feel you. Okay, the lube. Right, the lube was wrong. Why? Cherry flavored or any flavored lube is actually for oral use. Because why would you care about the flavor of the lube?
Oh my god,
Right? Like,
you're
we're
so
like, oh, for
right!
ribbon, maybe? Like, literally, we're looking at this lube. Why is it cherry flavored? Why would we eat the lube? We don't get it. Like, we'd never heard of a rim job in our lives. Okay.
Oh my
Yeah, okay, I
god.
love this. There's so many good things coming up. Mistake number 2, having sex with a guy. I like penis, but that's just me. Okay, so the cherry flavor. The next thing is desensitizing lube. It's supposed to feel good. If it doesn't feel good and it hurts, you're doing something wrong and you need to stop because that's your body's way of telling you this isn't good. You're gonna hurt something. So don't buy desensitizing lube. If you don't want to feel it, don't do it. The sex is supposed to feel good. And anal should feel good. So that's another one. Next thing. Okay. Honestly, the white towel's fine. White towel wasn't the mistake because white is bleachable, right?
Oh, okay.
Maybe a brown towel might have been smarter, but like, you can always bleach white.
The towel was
You know.
good. It was the fine. It was the right color. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. So the next thing is no foreplay. We didn't do foreplay. There was nothing. We went straight for the anal. Anal should still, like with penetrative sex, you should do foreplay. You should both be in the mood. You should be excited about it. It should be like built up to. It should be exciting. The next thing also is women are stimulated by their clitoris. We should have been making sure that I had a vibrator or a toy. Imagine fucking a guy up the ass and he's not allowed to touch his dick.
That's like jail sex. No thanks.
Right, exactly. So yeah, so you really want to make sure that you're warming up into it. And make sure your girl's got a vibrator. Make sure she's doing things. Yeah, no. Yeah, I know. You guys are like, oh my God, you're joking. Yeah, it was terrible. So make sure you've got a vibrator for your girl, whether it's the Hitachi Magic Wand or a tiny bullet, whatever her favorite toy is. Otherwise, you better be ready to reach around and do it for her. And yeah, okay. So next thing was, as you all called it, the fast pullout. You need to give the muscles time to slowly close up.
You would not take a shit that fast, guys. Like, no.
Yeah. Okay, next thing. There's one more thing here that we forgot to mention that I think I mentioned to you guys that you missed. We use desensitizing lube without a condom.
God.
So if it's desensitizing me, it's desensitizing his dick.
Oi.
So we couldn't feel anything because he just numbed his dick on the lube that we used. Don't buy desensitizing lube.
Yeah.
And use a condom. Anyway, so that's all. Also, just in general, I think, condoms are great. But like, and if you guys need tips on how to pick the right condoms so that sex feels better, I got those for you too. But like, generally, like, that is all of the things. And then the most terrible thing that happened, the thing that I think was the biggest mistake, is he did not expect to get shit on his dick. You are doing anal. Whether or not you douche, there might be poop. If you're gonna do anal, there's a chance you're gonna have shit particles on your dick. So like, don't put it in a vagina right after without cleaning it off. But like, dude, it's in a butt. Butts are made for pooping. Don't expect the body to do something different than what it was made for.
Yes.
That's all.
Welcome to our sex talk. Yes.
That is all. All right, now we're getting questions about
Hold on,
condoms.
hold on,
I
hold
hope
on.
you guys all enjoyed that. I hope that answered the embarrassing sex story. I know we have questions on from your DMs, but
No, I was
condoms
gonna
are more
actually answer the question myself for most
Oh.
embarrassing sex story or whatever.
Yeah, sorry, please go. Tell
I
me your
mean, mine's
embarrassing sex story.
obviously not as embarrassing as yours, but back when my fiance and I were dating, we used to live with like 4 other people, let's say, and yeah, it was like 2 other couples, and we had thought that we had the house to ourselves, and I remember us just like going at it like in my room, and then downstairs we were hearing like noises, but we didn't give a shit. We just kept, we were like halfway there, and yeah, then we started hearing some noises downstairs and talking, and then we started hearing cheering, like, let's go! Woo! And we're just like, oh shit, they are actually hearing us have sex and we're not stopping and we're just gonna finish off. It was really embarrassing for me, but I mean, you know, walk of shame after when we came back out. But luckily, I mean, it's 2 other couples, so they kind of know what was going on. But I love that. I love that there was like, you know, it could have been embarrassing, but instead they were just like cheering on for us.
Applauded you. There's nothing worse than being slut shamed.
Well, hey, we thought we had the house to ourselves, so I mean, we didn't. But yeah.
That's hilarious. I mean, did you find out that you secretly like to be watched, or were you like, no, definitely not?
I mean, I don't mind being watched, especially because, like, you know, my fiance and I are, like, fucking gorgeous together, but it's not, like, what we were expecting. We were not expecting that, so.
You want to make sure that you're consenting to a performance.
Right!
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to go into other embarrassing stories, but that one was mildly embarrassing.
Your top? Yeah. You know what would have made my story more embarrassing if people had seen me shit on this dick? That would have been embarrassing.
Shit happens.
Yeah, as
hilarious.
Shit happens. Yeah. Honestly, Steven, like legit, I have never douched. Like, I know that there are people that I've pegged. By the way, yes, I am good at pegging.
I love it. I wish I could peg.
When I've pegged people, like they might douche, but like I've never douched, and like sometimes you just sort of know, you're like, it's not a good day or it is a good day, or sometimes you're drunk and you're like, is it a good day? And your partner's like, nope, and you're like, never mind. Like, that's fine. By the way, condoms. If you're looking for condoms, buy a thin condom. Thin condoms actually break less than thicker condoms do because there's less friction and they're more comfortable. 2 tips: put lube on the outside and the inside of the condom, because then it's like less friction for you as well. And make sure you buy the right size. A lot of condoms get longer, not wider. So if you're short and thick, buying a Trojan isn't going to help you. So you want to get one where the base, the ring, like the rolled up ring at the base, fits comfortably without choking you off. If you find that even with the Trojan like Magnum size, they're like cutting you off at the base, you might want to go to myonecondom.com and get a custom condom, because that'll make like, it's not supposed to feel bad. Condoms should not be affecting your sex. If it like hurts, use more lube. And if it hurts you because it's too tight, you need a different size.
That's fucking facts right there.
Yeah. MMP Gaming says, what was your weirdest sexual experience? If you want to answer that.
Me? No.
My question is, what do you consider weird?
Yeah, like what's weird?
Like, what's a weird sexual experience in your mind? Because some things I do people would think are weird, and some things other people do I think are weird. So I once fucked someone with my toe.
I mean, there are foot people out there. I've gotten weird requests for foot images, so I'm not, you know, I know they're out there.
Well, like, it wasn't weird to me. I was like, yeah, of course. But like, you'd put a finger in a hole. Why wouldn't you put a toe in a hole? Anyway, so other people would be like, that's weird. So, okay, what else did we get in the AMA online?
All right, here we go. How long? Okay, this is actually a good one. How long does it take to become a born-again virgin? So, like, I'm guessing he means, like, if your hymen breaks, and then how long does it take to regenerate?
Oh, I have so many things to say there. Okay,
that's really interesting to me.
Okay, I literally just made a TikTok. I was like, my makeup and hair is done. We're making a TikTok. So virginity is a construct. Virginity doesn't really exist, and the way we define virginity is stupid and patriarchal, and really just only hurts.
Look at her cross her arms too. Like, you're like, this
I was
is
like ready to go.
Like, yeah.
Okay. So here's a few things. Even in my textbooks, we call it now a sexual debut, because implying virginity is frequently defined as the first time a penis enters a vagina. Mm-hmm. But there are so many things you can do sexually without doing that technically you're not a virgin, and by your doctor's definition, you're having a sexual experience, right?
Right.
Lesbians who never get penetrated by a man or don't like dildos, like, are they virgins for life? No, they're having sex. Like, it's not. So that's one thing. So we call it a sexual.
Yeah.
Another thing is there are lots of sexual acts you can do that don't involve penis and vagina that can still result in STI transmission. So what? You're like, you could be a virgin and get an STI by the definition of no penis and vagina. So these are all things that we want to consider. So now we say, how old were you when you had your sexual debut, right? Like I was 17 when I lost my virginity, as in had a penis in my vagina, but I had my sexual debut at 16. So these are things that like you want to consider. So that's number 1. 2, we are now calling also the hymen the vaginal corona, because people think of a hymen as a membrane that stretches across the vaginal opening and seals it shut. That doesn't exist. What you do have is like 1 to 2 centimeters inside of the vaginal opening what's like vestigial tissue left over from when you were a baby. And some of it, it's just like a little opening in the circle. Like it comes in different shapes. Some people have an unperforated vaginal corona, meaning there's no hole, it's sealed off. That's a medical condition, and your doctor has to fix it for you.
Oh.
So it's not like someone has sex for the first time and it breaks through. For some people, they'll have stringy bits that kind of like stretch over it, and those can maybe rip or be tugged. But most people, the more sex you have, the more they like wear away. It'll change over time from friction. Some people, like it can be affected by like riding a bike, but some people, like nothing ever tears or rips or breaks because their corona isn't shaped that way. They didn't have much of one to begin with.
Because I've heard stories where, you know, like a girl would be riding a horse and then her hymen would break. Like, is that, like, does that happen, or?
I could see, honestly, like, not really.
Yeah,
I mean,
what I
think,
heard,
honestly,
so.
some people say, well, I think some people say, oh, well, the first time I had sex, it didn't hurt, so I must have broken it horseback riding as a child or riding a bike as a child. But it could just be that they didn't have enough of a vaginal corona stretching in that way. So, like, I could see also, like, there's nothing to break. So when people are doing like hymen rejuvenation, hymen construction surgery, there's actually nothing to construct, and doctors find it very difficult because it's very much about just like, it's about the patriarchy and like the construct of virginity, because you're literally just taking like tissue from the vaginal walls and trying to sew them together.
Yeah, that's
like, it's not really.
You need skin to put in there for it to actually create something. So that's weird. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah,
oh,
so
exactly. What are you doing then?
And also like just the idea that a boy is a virgin until he's put his penis into a vagina. Like if you do anal, you're not a virgin. You're getting a blowjob, you're not a virgin. You've had a sexual experience, and that's totally valid too. And yeah. So and also what happens if you lose your virginity because you were raped? That's a horrible thing to then have to be oh, I lost it at 12 when my uncle raped me. No. You didn't have your sexual debut at 12. You were assaulted.
Right.
You had your sexual debut when you yourself chose to become sexually active. So those are all the things. So how long does it take to become a virgin again? I think that's really up to the person. You can lose many virginities in your lifetime. Like in your lifetime over your, oh my God, I just confused two words. You can lose many virginities over your lifetime. And that's kind of fun. You can lose your outdoor sex virginity. You can lose your oral virginity.
Oh, there's different types. Of course. There you go.
Yeah. You can lose you can get your Mile High Club by losing your I haven't had sex in an airplane before virginity. And if you only consider that, if you think that you only have one virginity, your life's going to be real fucking boring. There's so many new things you can try. But, what I will say is I know people, I actually have like my friend's sister. She had her first sexual experience when she was very young, like 13 or 14. She wasn't ready, and she had a boyfriend at the time, and she just wasn't ready to be sexual. So she waited 4 or 5 years before doing anything again. And in my mind, like, yeah, at that point, you're basically beginning, like, she might have had a sexual experience or sexual, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When you think of the word debut, you're like, oh, they're ready, they're out, they're ready to make their choices. And like, she wasn't ready at 13. So in my mind, she had her second sexual debut when she was older and ready to go. I don't know if that answers the question the way the person thought it would be answered. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Melissa, thank you. Yes, this is exactly why we're doing this, because, you know, I don't want it to break TOS or whatever, but it's informative, right? So
yeah, thanks for coming, Melissa.
Yeah, thanks, Melissa, and I hope you have a good rest of the night and a good weekend. And thank you guys so much for tuning in and asking all of these questions. Ray, you're fucking phenomenal. Thank you for answering everything.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, we had 2 questions in the chat. One was asking about light hair pulling and choking.
Well, that's hot.
Are you? I like it. That's your initial answer. My answer is consensual situations are good. Make sure you ask your partner before you do it. Always. Do not just start. Do not do the act and then wait for your partner to say no.
Yes, that. Very much that.
Fine with that. Yeah.
My hubby would always ask before.
Yeah.
Because
like, if
it happens and I don't know what's gonna happen, like, things could go wrong, okay? Like,
not every girl is submissive and likes to be choked and have their hair pulled.
That's true.
Some people don't ascribe to the dom sub binary, which is a different kind of binary. So like, I check first, and like, it depends. For me, it depends on the person. There are certain guys that would never like choke me or pull my hair, and other guys that I would. So, you know. But if a guy was like choke me and pull my hair, I'd be like, oh my God, you have hair? My husband's bald. I can't wait to pull your hair and choke you.
Just rub his head.
Yeah. No. And then the other question that came out of that was, ooh, somewhere that's not your house that you've had sex.
That's a lot of places. I was gonna ask that, like, follow-up question. I have not. I've been on so many planes and I've not been in the Mile High because I'm kind of like, how do you have enough space?
You either have the person sit on the toilet and ride them, or you make sure that they're only like they're under 5 inches height difference, and you can do it standing up in the bathroom.
Is there bounce? Like, will the plane bounce or?
Listen, you're not gonna orgasm, but you're gonna have sex, and that's what matters. So,
because I always wonder, like, if you're doing any kind of motion, like that plane will go turbulent. That's my like biggest thing why I wouldn't want to do it, not the actual fact doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I work at a sex club, so I have had sex out of my house many times.
Yes.
I'm I'm like, do you want the list? Like, I could give, like, should I put a list in the chat? Like,
no, I don't think you need to.
Okay, what else you got there?
Favorite sex position?
Depends on the dick.
Actually, that's funny that you say that because there are different shaped dicks.
Yeah,
some are
different angles too.
Yeah, so I guess the angle depends on the dick. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it depends on both of you, like your height, like, you know, like everything. Like, yeah, height and weight are actually important as well. So
there's like, yeah, I would say that I always like to start in missionary. Just to make sure that, like, because your legs are spread, so it's like easy to get them in if they're bigger, and then you shift. Like, I like to start in missionary and like shift to other things after, so that I know that I'm like relaxed and face to face and kissing them, and it's like romantic or dirty if they're choking you and pulling your hair, whatever. So that would be my answer, is that I like to start in missionary and then move on to other ones from there, and then the preferred position usually comes based off of dick shape.
That is a solid answer, I think. I'm not really sure what mine would be, to be honest. Yeah, I would probably say finish with doggy style, though. But yeah, that's
so
you
they
know,
can reach under.
Yeah. Anything that lets you use like a vibe at the same time is also very fucking good. So
like when you're prone, so you can get your hand underneath and. Yeah, I agree. Since, you know.
Well, that's a girl's preference, I think. I think that's just a girl's preference. Guys' preference might be different.
I don't know what the age of your followers are or how sexually experienced they are, but what I will tell you is, if you don't know this, most women, 80% of women, can only orgasm from clitoral stimulation. And we also think that women who are orgasming from non-clitoral stimulation, it's because of the way their clitoris is shaped, because it's this large internal organ. So, if you ever... Corey James is 27, so he probably knows this already. Imagine trying to orgasm with your girlfriend never touching your penis. That's what it's like when you don't touch the girl's clit.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I'm gonna touch around the penis. I'm gonna suck your balls. I'm gonna touch your thighs, but I'm not gonna touch your penis. Why aren't you coming? Are you there yet, babe? Why aren't you there yet, babe? Are you not into me? Am I not doing it for you? Like, no, you didn't touch the part that matters.
Yikes.
Anyway.
Y'all better listen up. Alright.
I'm here to tell everyone to touch the clitoris.
Touch it. Touch it good. Oh, here's a highlight redemption question. What do you think about social media banning ads on Twitter of sex workers and Instagram blocking OnlyFanners?
This is one thing where me and right-wing people have a lot in common. And internet censorship! Right? They're doing it. So, the reason that they're doing this, by the way, is because America has a bunch of laws called like Sesta Fosta and a bunch of other anti-trafficking laws that are internet censorship laws. And they're holding companies liable for any trafficking that occurs on their site. And they define trafficking as all sex work, even consensual
sex work. That's not fair.
Consensual sex work is trafficking according to their definition. So these companies, whatever their moral policies are or aren't, they don't want to be held legally liable by the United States government, and so that's where these policies come from. So it's not necessarily even about their moral policies and everything about not getting sued, and it's bullshit.
And I also wanted to point out that OnlyFans recently changed their policy that says that they own almost all of the content that you put on there. So you can literally have an OnlyFans account and post up pictures, and next thing you know, it's in New York City on a billboard. Because they own it.
That's disgusting. So, good thing I don't post anything on that website that I wouldn't want my parents to see.
I think that, yeah, like, definitely check out the policies before you do sign up for anything like that. That's one of the reasons why I don't use it. I just use, Snapchat. Cause
Yeah. Here's my general
Yeah.
rule, because like I also schedule my posts for everything. I do not post anything I would be uncomfortable having for free on the internet.
correct. Because that
Yeah.
can literally be there for the rest of your life, literally. And people can,
like,
as much as you say you can't screenshot or repost, like, it's there on the internet.
You can.
It's on the
It's
internet.
watermarked. They'll know it's me. What I will say though is like I'm really comfortable with my body, and I'm really comfortable actually doing OnlyFans has made me a lot more comfortable with my labia. I used to be really self-conscious about what my labia looked like, and now I'm like, whatever, all labia is different, all labia is beautiful, it's all this is what it looks like, and that's okay, and I don't care if it's a beef taco, because when I was in high school nobody wanted the beef taco, and I'm just like actually like that was there's like preferred labia, and I'm like, all labia is beautiful, and anyone who has a problem with certain labia, they're just high schoolers, and nobody gives a shit about them anyway. So having an OnlyFans has made me love my own body, like my own labia more. So I think that's kind of nice. That's a nice benefit. I have to look at it a lot more often when I'm like, oh shit, that's too much labia for the main feed. Pay-per-view only. Anyway.
I think we answered that pretty good. But yeah, I do know Instagram is blocking, like, if they do see anything with, like, OnlyFans text on it, unless you're doing, like, OnlyFans with a 0, or call it Only Frogs or Only Friends or whatever, they are gonna basically cut your algorithm for that post way, way, way down and shadow ban you. So I know that that's what they're doing to some of my friends, and I know, like, because I've been growing with them online, so I see it.
So what I do is also you have to be careful with your link trees, because TikTok will also ban you if you link to an OnlyFans. So I have a tab on my link tree that says subscription content for only my fans.
Only my fans, see? Yeah, you gotta use something else.
And then it links you to my website about page that links you to my OnlyFans.
True. There you go.
It's stupid, and I hate it. Ever since TikTok stopped that, my follower count has been dropping, and it's really upsetting. I was getting so many followers from TikTok, and honestly, it was really helping. So, fine. Like, I wasn't even getting rich. It was like a few $100s a month going into savings, but like, better than nothing. Yeah. Okay, so sex-wise, what were you guys into early on that you're not into anymore?
Foreplay?
I think...
I found my guy. I'm like, I'm good to go, and we're good to go. I think... Just being in a long relationship.
When I was younger, and the older I get, the more I'm like, you have to be willing to go down on me for 45 minutes, but I only want it for 30 seconds at a time.
Yes.
I want it repeatedly. Yeah. I found that when you're with a partner who has different sexual preferences that you have, I think it's not that you're not into things anymore, but you forget the things that you were really into because they're just not as excited about it as you are. And it's not as much fun to do it with someone who's only kind of excited. Mm-hmm. So that's when you open your relationship. All right, next question.
Next question, let's see. I think it's really funny because Corey actually asked a question that says, do girls poop? And I'm pretty sure you answered that one pretty well.
I did, yes. Girls do in fact poop. And if you're lucky, maybe they'll even poop on your dick. So.
Only if you're lucky. What do you think about sex workers who discriminate people of color?
Well, racism is wrong in any context, so
this is true.
I don't really have more to add to that.
We have anti-racist policies in our Discord and here on Twitch. I don't really, we're all earthlings here. I don't understand racism. We are stuck on one fucking planet together. Like, we should be not even caring what we look like. We should be helping each other.
Studies have shown that people tend to find the people, like the faces of the people they grew up with, more attractive than the faces of people they didn't. Meaning, if you grew up in a primarily Black community, you're going to find Black people more attractive. If you grew up in a primarily Asian community, Asian people will be more attractive. The issue is that our media is predominantly white. So it doesn't matter what faces you grow up with, whiteness is always associated with beauty because that's what you're exposed to. One of the ways you can deprogram this racial preferencing is by surrounding yourself with examples of different bodies and different faces and different people. And, it's like an active conscious thing. You need to actively, consciously deprogram the messaging.
You need to
That's what anti-racism is, making choices. So, yeah.
Racism is what the rich use to make poor people fight among themselves.
there are many things the rich use to make poor people fight amongst themselves, including demonizing, pull up your bootstraps, American mentalities is another way, but that's politics. And
that is politics. Yeah.
MMP gaming, that is a really complicated question.
What do you think about the fall of websites like Backpage and Craigslist? What's Backpage? I've never heard of that one.
Backpages was a website that sex workers would use to advertise their services, but one of the other things is they had these blacklists and block lists where sex workers could communicate with each other about unsafe clients. And
was it like a forum? Was it a forum?
Kind of, yeah. And Craigslist had so this is all websites that had to be that they chose to no longer exist because of those SESTA FOSTA laws that made them too legally liable.
Wait, Craigslist is gone? I thought Craigslist is still
around.
Craigslist is
around, but their seeking arrangement section is
gone.
Oh,
right, like seeking woman for woman or whatever, that section.
Yeah. Because that's how people would advertise. So what do I think about the fall of websites? It's unfortunate. Honestly, people should be allowed to do things as long as they're consenting adults and no one's being exploited. And trafficking doesn't look the way that people think trafficking looks. It's not there are people who are trafficked using these websites. I am not going to deny that. But what trafficking usually looks like, similar to sexual assault, we think it's a man in the bushes kidnapping you and raping you. It's not. It's that guy that you trust bringing you back to his place and not listening to you when you say no and making it unclear that you're not interested. Right? It's your uncle. It's your priest. It's
your teacher. They
have access to you because they're someone you trust, and they take advantage and exploit that trust. Trafficking looks a lot more like a domestic abuse relationship than it does of a child being kidnapped and brought to an airport.
That's like Hollywood, right? That is literally Hollywood. And horror movies, yes. Yeah, but so it does happen sometimes, though.
Yeah, how people perceive trafficking is not... If you guys are really interested in learning about sex work and trafficking and all of these things about internet censorship, please listen to season 2 of my podcast, the first 6 episodes. My friend, Lady Pim, who's a professional dominatrix, we literally look at all of these different examples and all these articles around sex work in the media. And we go into a lot greater depth there. So a lot of it's there. So...
what is the most compromising position sexual-wise that you've been caught in by someone else?
I don't get...
I haven't been caught by anyone doing stuff, so...
my mom, when I came back from Germany for 3 months, my mom said I'm going out to get groceries for an hour. So my now husband at the time, he and I were boning, and she came home early and then knocked on the door, and I was like, don't come in. And she's like, why not? And she was being really stupid about it. So she caught us with the blankets pulled up to our chin. But I was 22 years old, 23. No, I was 23, 24.
Oh, summer love. Summer love.
Yeah, I don't know. All I can say is, I guess I don't really get caught in compromising positions. Because one of the fun things for me to do is be in public places and not get caught.
I think that's more of a, you're masturbating by yourself and you get caught. But, that's never really happened.
On the internet. Yeah.
So, you're asking the wrong girls. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm more likely to invite you to join if I think you're cute. Okay, sorry, next question.
Alright, we gotta go to the second set of questions now. What are the birds and bees? Does that even relate to sex, or is that just the motions?
No, it's just it's a euphemism.
Right.
Because people are uncomfortable naming things, but they are.
So the birds and the bees meaning, relationships, dating?
I think they mean, birds and the bees typically refers to intercourse. How reproduction happens, how babies are made.
Okay, well, I didn't even freaking know that. I thought it was just relationships or something. When they say, the birds and the bees, just...
When people say, the birds and the bees, they usually refer to intercourse resulting in procreation or avoiding procreation.
That was actually MMP's question, so there you go.
Right. I can't tell if the MMP was being funny or not, but...
I wasn't... Well, honestly, I didn't really know. So that was a good question.
Yeah, and by the way, while we're at it, babies do not come from the stork.
Really? Come on. It brings a little baby and little blankie. No,
the boy
honestly...
Warren just... Oh, yeah, sorry, go.
I would be scared of pregnancy. I don't really want to talk about it, but popping out a big baby... Ugh. I don't know. I'd be scared of de-shaping my thing down there.
I was a professional nanny. I just don't want kids. I don't want to be pregnant, and I don't want kids. I love kids because I get to leave them at the end of the day.
Yes.
Okay, your boy Lauren asks, what do you do to be less self-conscious during sex, like tummy rolls in certain positions? Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. If we're fucking, they're probably attracted to me, and bodies are three-dimensional objects that move. So, I think the largest I ever got was like an 8/10. So it's not like I was ever, like I was a squishy, I was a big titty goth girlfriend at one point. That's all I'm gonna say. And I had the belly to go with it. But even then, if you're with someone and they find you attractive and they find you hot, they're not gonna care if you have rolls in certain positions, and they
might be looking at this and this, not this.
They're glad to be fucking.
They'll be looking at this and this, so...
If you are with someone who makes you feel bad about it, leave them. You should be with someone who has realistic expectations of what bodies look like and find you attractive.
Without makeup too. Without makeup too, because...
Without makeup, just in your natural set, with leg hair, with armpit hair, with crack hair when they're rimming you, right? Like that's... You should be, even though you might have your preferences and like what you do to get dressed up in your self-care rituals, then that's fine. But I would say that like, if you are feeling self-conscious in general, it's harder for men than women or people who are masculine presenting to find undergarments that make them feel sexy and attractive. Rihanna has a lingerie line that shows different men with different bodies in her pieces, but even then it's still a very limited line. But I would say that like if you're self-conscious, find something that makes you feel sexy to wear under your clothes, and it'll make you feel good. And then when they come off, it won't matter because you're already fucking.
Or you could just buy some sexy lingerie and not take it off.
That too, fucking the lingerie. I don't know if, I'm assuming your boy Lauren is a boy.
No, it's actually a girl, and she's really gorgeous.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I would say if I'm speaking to someone who is a girl and is self-conscious, honestly, like, be with a guy who loves how you look. And even then, there is sexy lingerie you can wear. Like, I think there's a lot of like teddies, which is that like more nightgown style. Mm-hmm. You can get away with it, but I would say that don't be with someone who makes you feel bad, but definitely hype yourself up.
Yeah, because you don't want to be thinking about your tummy when you're doing it, and like what positions you want to be in. You just want to kind of like go in the moment and do it. Like, I don't want to be thinking about that. So. And
if you honestly, okay, so here's two things I would say as well. Doggy style is great because they can't see your stomach, and neither can you. Do not have sex with a mirror, right? Like, don't be so preoccupied with your appearance and how you look in a 2D representation that you're not having fun in the moment. Don't record yourself. Like, don't watch yourself. I don't want to watch myself getting... Some people get so turned on watching themselves get fucked. I don't want to watch myself get fucked. I don't look like how I think I want to look. When I don't know what I look like, and all I hear is I'm going, oh my God, you look so hot. Oh my God, yeah. Look at your butthole. Look at your ass. I love how your pussy looks from that angle. Like, that's great. Don't ruin it by thinking about what you look like when that person clearly doesn't give a shit what you look like other than how hot you are in that moment. We also got what do you tell a girl who's bad in bed?
That's a good one. Question. Whoa. You don't want, you could get sensitive girls with that question, eh? Like, what are you supposed to say?
I would say, how do you tell anyone they're bad in bed?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a great answer for this, but I can tell you best practices. And I can tell you best practices while knowing that I myself don't always use them. Because it's hard. This is not an easy conversation. If someone does something you don't like, in the moment, do not say that's bad, I don't like it. Tell them the behavior you want them to do. This is true with children when you're correcting the behavior, or workplace. But so let's say, for example, Nikki and I are making out and she's doing this thing with her tongue. And it's like, it's like just like she's like penetrating me with her tongue. I could be like, that's like, I appreciate what you're doing, but like, I actually, like, it's kind of hurting. Can you be a little bit more gentle? And then Nikki would say something like, are you on mute again? Did you mute yourself when you
I said, oh yeah, sure. That sounds good. I didn't know that. Like, I would.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Or someone can't find your clit. Oh, hey, it's a little bit more to the left. A little bit more to the left. Oh, right there. Oh, a little bit harder. Can you move your finger like a millimeter? Oh, too far. No, it's so good. You were so close. It feels so good when you just, right there. Oh, bit too hard. More gentle, right? You're giving
you gotta give them gaming instructions. Left, right, A, B. You got this.
It's a positive inflection. Oh my God, it's so hot. I love what you're doing, right? So you can do it in the moment and correct them. If they do something that you don't find attractive, When you're done, you can also be like, hey, I noticed that you did like this thing. I was wondering, like, what's that about? And just find out, right? And be like, for all you know, they're not enjoying the sex either, and that's why they're lying about. They want you to choke them and pull their hair. Right? And they don't know how to have that conversation. What I have done, I had a boyfriend once who did not, the first 2 times he ate me out, he was real good. Went for the clit. Second or third time, he tongue fucked the hole.
Right.
And then over time, it became less about the clit and more about tongue fucking the hole. And I was really confused and let it go. I'm like, well, one day he'll figure out that it's the clit again. He never did. And I just let it go. And I just didn't know what to do.
Did you let him go?
I just didn't know what to do. I did let him go, yeah. Eventually, I let him go. Because not feeling comfortable to correct him, not correct, but not feeling comfortable to have that conversation was a sign the relationship wasn't good.
Right. Like, if he already knew what to do and he only did it for the first couple times because he knew that would get you interested. I don't even know what his mentality was, but the fact that I wasn't comfortable having that conversation with him meant it wasn't the right relationship. Right. Yeah. You have to be comfortable with your partner. Like, how are you going to talk about all those embarrassing moments with them? You have to. Sex is like messy. It just
you got to be able to shit on your boyfriend's dick and laugh about it.
Yeah,
it's bad. Laugh about it with you, not cry. That's another sign. He cried. He was expecting porn.
The only time you should be crying during sex is when it's so fucking good and you're like gasmed. Like that crying is what you want, not
you should be crying from your vagina because you're so wet. Yeah.
Crying from your vagina. I love that. I think that's gonna go in the stream quotes.
Yeah, I think Corey's question is also good. How do you tell your partner that your partner smells down there? So there's a few things you can do. Okay. Some guys love when a girl's been working out and they love getting in there and smelling strong.
That's like primal natural instinct smell.
If you are down there and you don't like her smell, it could be a sign that you're not that sexually compatible because or that your babies would be fucked up and you're genetically not. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on down there with smell. If she isn't smelling the way you smell, you could be like, hey babe, you got a real strong odor. You know I love you. I would really like it if you could just like do a quick wash before I go down there because you've been sitting in your own filth all day playing video games. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you've been sweating a swamp up there.
You can take a shower with them before you do anything.
Yeah, tell her to tie up her hair so she doesn't have to wash it with you. And because we only wash our hair once a week. And the other thing though I would say is that same guy, the one who, this was another sign, the one who was going down on me and I didn't know how to tell him. I went to the doctor for something. I thought it was a UTI or some shit. She goes, you have bacterial vaginosis. Bacterial vaginosis is technically an STI, but not an STI. It's basically something that happens either when your boyfriend's dick is dirty or you wore jeans that were too tight and it rubbed and got some dirt stuck in there. But basically, like, the pH balance of your vagina is off and it creates a weird smell. So I go home.
Oh my gosh, like, pH balance. You just said that.
Yeah. So I go home and I'm like, I have BV. I'm on antibiotics now. Did I smell different? Did I taste different? And he's like, what? No. Or like he's like, wait, well, yeah, you've been tasting kind of nasty lately. And I'm like, why didn't you say something?
Right.
And he was like, oh, I didn't know how to tell you. And I'm like, if my flavor changes and it's bad, that means there's something wrong and I need to go to the doctor. And if you had told me, I could have fixed this sooner.
Yeah.
He and I did not know how to talk to each other about that stuff. This was not a good relationship. Now, current husband knows if something smells or tastes different, he has to. He knows that I expect him to tell me because I want to know if I'm going to the doctor.
Right.
So, how do you tell them they smell? You got to be gentle. You got to be loving. You gotta say. You can come up with any way that you can do it. Understand that her feelings might be hurt for a little bit, but you can anytime you're gonna say something about someone's body or smell that is like awkward or terrible, follow up with a compliment and positive reinforcement. Babe, I love you. You're so sexy. But recently you've been sitting on your ass because of COVID. And when I go down on you, it kind of smells like it. So could we start maybe I don't know, just let me wash your vagina for you before we get started. You know what I mean? Like, don't douche. Douching is bad and will fuck up your pH balance. Do not wash your vagina.
Daddy Ray with the fucking advice. Love it.
Yeah. But anytime you're going to comment on that, this is where you shit sandwich them. It would be the same way if someone, was in an elevator with you and they had smelly armpits or deodorant. How do you say, buddy, yeah, if they're a stranger, you don't tell them. You just don't fuck them again or get in an elevator with them again. But if they're someone that you love and care about,
You gotta be honest, otherwise, how is anyone gonna know? If you have something on your face, you're gonna tell someone, you have something on your face, brother.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh.
All right, what else we got in the AMA?
Oh my gosh, I just saw kidney stones. Ew. Blood from
That
your
sounds
dick.
terrible.
Oh, that sounds like it hurts.
Good luck, dude. That sounds awful.
How many times should a couple have sex in a day? In a day?
Depends on the couple. I'm gonna go with less than 1 per day.
Me too.
For me. Like, it depends on, honestly, it depends on your sex drive. Some people have mismatched sex drives, and that's a whole other thing. But, like, some people want to do it once a day. Some people don't. I would say that, like, also the longer you're with someone, like, the less sex you have for a while there, and you go through, like, these ebbs and flows. I would say if you're having sex once a week, if you've been with someone for 5 years, that's pretty good.
I'm above average there.
Depending on the sex. Sorry, but that's just maybe my opinion.
I think it's different based on, like, your own sex drive. So.
Yeah, like, some people do want to have sex more often, but, like, sometimes it gets in the way of your, like, living your life. And, like, you know. Yeah, I guess what I'm going to say is, like, I don't really have an answer for how many times per day other than however much you want to. But if it is getting in the way of you doing things for your life, then you need to consult a doctor or a therapist. So if it's COVID and you're not doing anything and you're not working and you're on that CERB and you want to have sex 5 times a day, go for it. But, like, if you have a full-time job and you're, like, not able to, like, go to work because you're trying to have sex too often, like, that's a problem. Figure that out.
That's like nympho level, like, you might need help.
But I think also, like, libido also changes over time. People think that libido is static, and it's not. Like, things will affect it, like hormones, pregnancy.
So is it true that women who are, like, 30 to 40 have, like, a higher sex drive than younger? Or I feel like I've heard that somewhere before.
It's that women in their 30s and 40s orgasm more because they know what they're doing. Well, and they know how to get themselves. Yeah, it has more to do with, like, knowledge than it does sex drive. Hormones do change. Also, like, when women go into menopause and perimenopause, like, and stop getting their periods, you'll end up, because you've got, like, lower estrogen levels and things, like, you end up with vaginal dryness, and you have to get on these, like, hormone balancers to help bring it back. And, like, there's a lot going on there that we don't talk about because we don't talk about aging and sex drive. Right. But what I will tell you is other things, like, I know someone in the chat said, like, antidepressants like SSRIs, they'll affect your sex drive. So if you start a new medication, that can affect it. Certain birth controls affect sex drive. And once again, stress is a huge factor. So if you or your partner are working a lot, and you're just stressed out or just really busy, that's going to affect your sex drive. So I can't really answer how many times a day should someone be having sex, but I can say that there are factors that will affect your libido, and that is normal. And you can do things to manage those factors if you want to be having more sex.
That is a complete answer. Very complete answer.
Pizza Nudes asked, do you think it's possible for a sex worker to find a subscriber or client attractive? Possible serious mate or relationship, or is the majority just desensitized to be a business relationship or simp guy only? So, I have a friend who started seeing a sex worker. This is a woman seeing a male sex worker. He's now one of her partners. Like, they see each other every week. I don't know if she's still paying him or not, but, like...
I was gonna say my fiance is my biggest fan, my biggest client, so...
Yeah. Sex workers can be attracted to their clients. I don't know what, there's not enough data. There's not enough science. So I can't definitively say, yes, it does or yes, it doesn't. But sex workers can definitely be attracted to their clients. I have another friend who was a sex worker, and she definitely had her preferred clients, and she would give them free extras. She worked in, like, one of the parlors doing happy endings. And, like, if she thought a guy was hot, she would give him extras and not charge him if she liked them enough. But also, like, sometimes those guys would tip really nicely too, which is really good. So yeah, sex workers can find people attractive. I think you can end up in like, I actually know. So I don't know. I mean, I know my boss from Oasis, his primary partner, she is also a sex worker, and they're together, and they actually used to do calls together. Like, he's very open about when they did sex work together as well. So I think that, I don't know about clients having a long-term meaningful relationship with a content creator, but I can say that people can have long-term meaningful relationships with content creators. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go beyond, like, just liking their content for you to actually have, you know, a relationship with them, so.
I do think, like, I mean, I get hit on a lot through my stuff, but what I would say is, like, guys, I like get free content. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, and you know what? I actually have a client who, like, they're my OnlyFans. I don't want to say client, but like, his name is Niall. He's great. He messaged me once saying that, like, I was having a really bad week, like a really bad week. I was like, people don't care about my brain. They only care about my body. I'm exhausted. This is exhausting. I hate this. Like, I feel like an object. And like, yes, it's fun, and I like using my body as a performance and as art and to make a statement, but like artists have done for generations, but like, what's the fucking point in all this? And do people even like my content? And he basically sent me he didn't even know I was having a bad week, but he just sent me a message basically saying like, hey, I love you. You're the only person I resubscribed to. You're the perfect package. By the way, this guy has a girlfriend, by the way, I should add.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, I love your content. I love your podcast. I love the ultimate girlfriend experience between your podcast where I get to hear all about you and the content that you provide on only, like, you know what I mean? He gave me
It's like hyping you up, so, yeah.
yeah. When he told me it was his birthday, I sent him a picture of my ass. Like, he's like, it's my birthday. Can I get a picture of your butt? I'm like, yeah, here you go. No charge. Because he and I have had some genuine conversations and interactions. And I like to reward positive behavior.
Yes. Rewarding positive behavior is the best way, and not negative reinforcement. That just does not work. Don't take away from people. That's...
Yeah, I don't, like, if I went to Ireland where he is with his girlfriend, would I fuck him? I don't know. I can't determine that. He's a faceless guy on the internet. Oh, this is French fry, I'm a hairy pussy.
My cat, just keeps going in and out of the door.
Yeah. That being said, though, if he was like, do you want to go grab a drink? I'd probably say yes, right? Like, after like, you are forming a kind of a relationship with a fan. It's kind of nice. So, I don't know, maybe that's just my ego speaking. So I don't know if that answers the question, but I think it's possible. I would not assume that you're going to be Pretty Woman with Richard Gere. I don't think that is a fantasy for a reason. All right. Corey James's mom walked in on him doggy style with a girl. That sounds horrible for her. That sounds more horrible for your mom than for you. Okay, Yasha wants to know if I've ever hit a guy before. If you're talking about my kickboxing classes, yeah, I used to do sparring, and I did manage to land a punch here or there. Mostly it was mostly me walking into their punches. But yes, I have punched most of the people that I spar with are men, because statistically, most people in your kickboxing class are going to be dudes. So I once landed a great right hook to my friend's face, and I was so proud of myself. And I stopped and was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And he's like, "Don't ruin the flow." Okay. So yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
Cock rings. I like them when they're decorative, and I like them when they're not. If guys want to wear a cock ring or use a cock ring, go for it. I don't think my opinion about cock rings matters. I think the guy who's wearing the cock ring, his opinion matters more.
It's like more of a device for the guy, isn't it? Well, I guess some of them have vibrators, but yeah.
Oh man, am I gonna be able to find it? So I found out there's a Sailor Moon dildo that I want to try and find, and they also had a skull cock ring. I feel like you guys would love this. I need to find it. It was like geek.
That's hilarious.
Geeky toys, geeky sex toys. One second, I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna put it in the chat if I'm allowed. By the way, if anyone wants to buy me the Sailor Moon dildo one, that is a gift I will accept. So, if you are...
Gotta get the full collection.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna just put that in the chat anyway. Mm-hmm. If I'm allowed. Hopefully we don't get banned. But, one thing I'm gonna go find you guys this cock ring that's really cool. Was it the Master Dildo Sword? No. If pop culture. A dragon dong. Who doesn't love a dragon dong?
Oh my god,
they've got a D20 ball gag, which is pretty cool.
There's a dragon or monster dicks, monster dildos.
Oh yeah,
I've seen those.
I want to get one of those alien dildos that impregnates.
They've got like all kinds of weird shapes and spikes, and I have never seen anything like it before online. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, signs of a sex addict. Sex addiction is a contentious issue. It is the same signs as any other addiction. Is it getting in the way of you in living your everyday life? If you are unable to function normally, then it's an addiction. But sex addiction is in the same category as drug addiction or anything else. There's many reasons for it. But like, I wouldn't, like... A lot of people are like, I'm sex addicted, and that's why I shot all those Asian women. No, that's fucking bullshit.
What?
You were
oh, that guy?
You know
oh my
I mean? Like,
god.
that kind of
That's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Going? Because we've been sitting for a while. So 10 squats. Let's go.
Deep squat, like how deep?
However you want, girl.
Okay.
I'll get to see my cute ass outfit, my e-girl outfit.
Yeah, I feel like we did matching e-girls.
Oh yeah, look at that. So my chat has redeemed squats so many times, almost every time I stream, and my booty's getting fucking fat. I love it.
I'll send you some Pilates video. I wish I could show you guys my butt. Oh wait, no, just go check out my Instagram. You'll see it there.
There you
like,
go.
everyone go to my Instagram and go look at my butt.
Oh, see? Let's do that O2 dance while we're up here.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Oh my god. I want to do that TikTok. Isn't it like the?
Yeah, it's like literally just this.
But they're doing like a really.
It's just like you shake your butt, like, so it can like go move side to side. You're not actually like, really doing anything.
Yeah, I feel like when they do it, it's so exaggerated, and I can never.
Gotta like move your.
I want to practice this later. Yeah, all I can say is that, like, even when I was in university, I was running a latex company. I was working at a sex club. Like, anyone I dated needed to be sex positive. So that's part of it. Cool. So, sex for trade. That's just sex work. Just throwing that out there. But if I met this guy, oh my god, and he was going on and on about how he wants to meet a girl where, like, she can live at his place and not pay rent, but only if she has sex with him whenever he wants. I'm like, dude, that's trafficking.
That's
literally
wrong.
The definition of trafficking.
She has
that,
to.
like, actually is. It's trafficking when someone's like safety or the roof over their head will be affected by whether or not they have sex with you. That's trafficking.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. I put some sex toys in there. Yeah, your boy Lauren. Am I right? I have a Sailor Moon wand. I can't fuck myself with it. I need that one. Okay, so why is it okay for your girlfriend to have a vibrator, but not okay for your boyfriend to have an autoblow? MMP gaming, what you're talking about there is called social stigma, and it's bullshit.
Hold on. What's an autoblow? Is that like one of those fleshlights?
Like a fleshlight, yeah, or like any sort of toy, like those Tenga eggs. Honestly, I think men should be allowed.
What?
Tenga is the brand. They have different textures on the inside, and it kind of makes it feel like you're getting jerked off by a stranger. It heightens the sexual experience for guys.
See.
Yeah, okay. It's fun. It's sex toys. I do think that men should be allowed to have sex toys, and I think that that a lot of it comes down to stigma and the assumption that, like, yeah, it's stigma. Right?
I think it's just stigma. Like,
yeah.
Why shouldn't gamers have, girl gamers shouldn't be allowed to game? That's another stigma. Like, it's literally the same thing. They should be allowed to do whatever they want.
I would say, though, that when you're in sex positive spaces, people tend to be fine. Like, the more sex positive space you are, the more people are like, oh, cool, fleshlight. Oh, cool, sex robot. Oh, cool, like,
sex robot
technology for sex. Yeah, we used to have one of those, like, real dolls at the club that people would fuck.
I always wanted to purchase one. They're around $7,000 to $8,000 online, and they ship right from Japan or Asia, and they're huge. They're life size. They're expensive, and they're made of silicone. And I wanted one just to have a model just to like dress up and stuff. But they're pricey.
So the one that we had weighed about 110 pounds. And I was so proud of myself because I would basically fireman carry her to and from the closet to the sex swing. Like, I was like, yeah,
like a dead body, like, yeah.
Oh yeah, we had someone actually called the police once because they thought someone from Oasis was hiding a dead body, but we were just carrying the sex doll in.
That's hilarious.
She's now been rehomed to a person who will use her, but her name was Aquabella because Oasis Aqua.
That's cute. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions in the AMA for us?
I do still have some.
By the way, doing this, I'm like, wow, I really do know a lot about sex.
You honestly do, like, obviously compared to me. I love it.
Oh, MMP gaming. Most women I ever met, girlfriend doesn't let you watch porn or get mad if you did. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting thing. I think that there's a lot of sex negative spaces. Some people are jealous of porn because they're insecure because they think that they want you to look like that or do the things that you see in porn. Yeah. And let's be honest, there is a lot of porn that is violent and aggressive towards women that are changing the standards of what people think is acceptable in a relationship. So there are some very valid concerns. That being said, any women in the chat, porn, like, dude, like, we know you're reading gay fan fiction. I'm reading gay fan fiction. We're all reading gay fan fiction. Let people have their porn.
Yes.
But I do think that it's worth having a conversation. I don't like find out why they have an issue with it, and if it's insecurity, like I don't know. I just don't think there's any reason someone should keep their partner from watching porn. But once again, I'm in a lot of very
I mean,
sex-positive
if that's a
spaces.
problem, like, you should watch it together and watch something that she actually likes. Like, that can
Oh
get
yeah.
her, like, to begin to, like, start watching it if she's, you know, others wondering what you're doing watching it.
There's a brand of porn called Vixen. Like the company is called Vixen, Vixen. And like I do porn watch parties with Oasis where we put on
Oh,
porn
that's so
and then
cool.
we comment over the porn. So maybe I'm biased, but Vixen is one company that we found that the women and the men, we always love it, but women especially are like, wow, it's really well shot. There's not a lot of dialogue, or if there is, there's plot. It's got beautiful vistas. It's really nice. I would say if you're trying to get a girl into watching something with you, pick something that will appeal to her to be like, isn't this lovely? This is hot. Or find representation of someone who looks like your girlfriend in porn. So that she can see that it's for everything. Okay.
Yo, guys, check it out. I'm Mia Khalifa right now. A lot of people, I get this once a month that I look like Mia Khalifa as soon as I put on glasses.
Me too, but I'm white. I don't understand. Can we
It's the
do a Mia
glasses.
Khalifa
It's the
recreation?
fucking glasses.
Yeah,
It's the
can you and I
glasses.
should, when COVID is over, do a photo shoot where we both just pretend to be Mia Khalifa.
I'm down, yes.
Yeah.
I
And then
think
we'll
it's
send
just
it to
the
her and be like-
glasses. Yeah.
Ugly Bud Bud says porn is accessible nowadays and exposed to young children. It is not exposed to young children. Young children find it. That is different. And young children look for it.
And
That
young
is very
children
different.
see the restriction 19 plus or 18 plus like this stream and then click, okay, that's fine. I'm that
Honestly-
old. I'm from 1900s. It's fine.
Porn can be damaging to young children because they're watching it without context, and there are ways to have conversations with children about what they're seeing and how it's not reality. But to be honest, old rom-coms are equally as damaging. And the way women and men are portrayed in action films can be just as damaging. Like, people think about porn as ruining sex lives, but like there are so many bad examples and toxic examples of relationships we see in media where people don't even take their clothes off, and that's not something we need to be worried about. Like, the way Barney Stinson treats women in How I Met Your Mother is absolutely atrocious, and his friends are still friends with him.
I love how he's a womanizer in that show, but he's gay in real life. It's like such a
Right?
fucking mind boggle. Like, what?
Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is it is not the job of a company that's creating adult content to worry about if it's accessible to children. That is the job of parents to make sure they've got good blockers on, to be talking about healthy conversations with their children, and schools to also have proper blockers, right? Like, the internet is a free space. Like, we got to be teaching people how to grapple with complex things and how to handle potentially inappropriate imagery and to not look for it if that's uncomfortable to them. And if it is working for them, then you get better ad blockers. I used to be a nanny, I think I mentioned, and like their 5-year-old son has Asperger's, and he loves the internet. He's huge into video games. He's honestly the funniest fucking kid in the world. I had a conversation recently with him about simping for the OnlyFans, that like because he's been on the internet, but he used to learn about things, but he didn't actually know what he was saying, and he didn't actually know what he was seeing, but he was definitely looking at inappropriate content. And his parents were like, we are going to get better blockers, but they followed it up with a conversation about why they were restricting his access and why it wasn't appropriate and how it can affect his brain development and why they were doing it for him, because clearly they understand that that's the thing he wants to do. And then when he later came to his parents and were like, Mom and Dad, I know what fetishes are. They were like, do you? And he goes, yes, it's this. And they're like, oh my God, you do. Well, we're here as a resource and you can always call Ray.
Aww.
Right? Like, that's the kind of thing.
That's the right way of lining that you want to get to. You want to get to the education part of it, to be honest. If you're unclear about it. Otherwise, you're just gonna think like this is normal and try to act out on it when you're older without knowing like the right way to do it. So
yeah.
And
I think people actually develop their fetishes as children. Like, a lot of fetishes and kinks are developed as children. I was reading this very interesting article about how kids who are like people who are kinky develop their kinks very early, very young.
From ages like 0 to 10. There's like a couple ones, because I actually did a sex course in university as well. It was kind of the biosexuality, and it kind of linked bio and sex together. And as you were mentioning, like, there's like an oral phase, there's an anal phase, there's all of that when you're younger. So like, if when you're a kid, you like to put like suckers in your mouth or lollipops, like later on in life
You're gonna love blowjobs.
You're gonna love oral.
Yeah, I was a
like
thumb
later
sucker.
on in life. So like that actually is a thing, biologically speaking.
Yeah. What I would also say is this article was talking about spanking and people who spank their kids. And because kinks are developed so young, when you spank a kid who ends up being kinky, they're not just experiencing it as like abuse, they're also experiencing it as sexual abuse. Because this is something that they're like, that it's something to consider and a real thing. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff there. Yasha says marriage is on the decline. So there's a lot of other interesting information. And I also feel like this is another case where people go, marriage is on the decline. This society is crumbling. But divorce was illegal for so long. And people didn't have the internet and didn't have choices. Yeah. So marriage, people are choosing not to get married because they realize they don't need to. Women don't need to get married to be taken care of. They're allowed to have, we can have jobs. We can support ourselves financially. So we don't need a man to support us, which by the way, women have always worked. It's only ever been upper and middle class women who didn't work. Poor women have always had to work. We just don't talk about that. But
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but another thing that I would add is women were stuck in bad marriages. Men were stuck in bad marriages. People aren't stuck. We have financial freedom. So it's not that marriage is on the decline. It's that choice is on the rise. And that's a good thing, in my opinion.
I like the sounds of that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Stephen, thanks for coming, by the way. I could always live stream my podcast, but I have a lot of guests who wouldn't necessarily be comfortable with that. That's one thing.
Oh, you're welcome. Yasha. You're welcome for even making the stream. Like, I knew Ray was, like, going to be awesome because I already had a good feeling about her podcasts. And sex education is something that not a lot of people are comfortable talking about, but she's, as you can see, super comfortable with talking about it.
Yeah. So, are there any more questions, I guess, too? Yasha just doesn't like me, I think.
I think he's kind of into you, but he doesn't want to say anything.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Alright, let me see if there's any more questions here. We've covered a lot of them, so I'm not gonna, like, repeat. Oh, here's one. Have you ever, or would you ever give your partner a blumpkin?
I need to remember what that is. That when you shit on their chest?
I think it's when you shit on the toilet and you're receiving pleasure when you're on the toilet.
Performing fellatio while the recipient is defecating. No, I would not. I'm not.
That's fucking gross. Like,
I also don't know if that's
Why would someone even ask that? What?
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know. I mean, I know blumpkins are real, but I feel like for people it's about humiliation, not about shit play. I mean, I'm sure some people are into scat, but no, I'm gonna answer that. No, I would not. And I have
even if you were a celebrity, no, just no. Like.
Yasha, childbirth is also on the decline because birth control was not only invented but legalized in the 1960s. So, like, please make sure that you're checking factors, not just stating things. Like, remember that question I said, what could be another reason? Is it that we're on a moral decline, or is it that women now have options for birth control, so do men? So ask yourself, what could be another reason? Why are men shamed for polyamory? Everyone is shamed for polyamory.
This is true.
Not just men. Everybody is shamed for polyamory. Luckily, Boston, Massachusetts, not Boston, there's a city in Massachusetts that has made polyamory and multiple marriages legal. That's fun. We talk about that on the podcast.
Wait, isn't that... Don't Mormons also get, like, more than one wife as well?
Yeah,
sure they do.
It's a bit more... So that's polygamy.
Oh, that's not the same thing. Polyamorous is just having more than one...
Polygamy is like multiple wives, specifically. One man, multiple wives. Polyamory is like multiple romantic relationships simultaneously. Not multiple sexual, multiple romantic.
That's yeah, okay, that's the difference. Okay.
I think that men are shamed for polyamory because it's assumed that you're a fuckboy who doesn't want to settle down, and women are shamed for polyamory because she's just a slut who needs to settle down. And when they meet the right person, then they're going to settle down. And it's like, there are so many people in the world. I mean, I should add that I don't believe in soulmates. I believe in multiple soulmates. There are multiple people that I think people would do really well with, and you're finding the person who you match up the most with and want to spend your life with. But that doesn't mean that's the only person. That person can't fulfill all your needs in life. It's why friends are really important, right? Like, I have 5 best friends, and introverts don't understand it. But there's like the one person I call when I need this kind of a connection, and there's another friend that I have a different kind of connection. I have one friend that literally we call each other when we want to do cosplay, and so we catch up once every 4 months when we do cosplay together. And we're like, oh great, and we've been in each other's lives since high school, and we've always just been cosplay buddies, but we value our friendship when we do that. We always have fun, and we never feel bad for not calling each other in between. So like same thing with relationships and polyamory. Someone might get one of their sexual needs filled by one person, and some of their emotional needs filled by one person, but not all of their emotional needs filled. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not about, there's many forms. So people are shamed for polyamory because everyone assumes that monogamy is the way that we should be. And anytime someone deviates from the norm, we shame them.
For example, I will give you an example right now. As you know, Ray's actually married. I am engaged right now, and I get people asking me all the time, why do you put content out there if you're engaged? Why should you censor me? Like, that boggles me too.
I hate by the way, your lighting is so much better than mine, and I need to know what you're doing because I need to fix mine later. But yeah, I'm like, I need to know why your lighting is so much warmer, and I would like to ask
I have a bunch of lights, man. Go on.
Okay. I get asked, what does your husband think about what you do? How does your husband let you do what you do? And it's like, do you think my husband doesn't support what I do? He might be a boring science, like computer science professor, but like he believes in creating, like believes in creating a shame-free world. So he supports me doing that.
These are real men. Yeah, same with my fiance. Like this is how men should be. You shouldn't be shaming people for that. Ugh.
Yeah. And like he's also, once again, an introverted computer scientist. He doesn't want to create this kind of content. But that doesn't mean he doesn't support other people doing it. So also, apparently the cryptocurrency cum rocket is at an all-time high. So keep that in mind, gentlemen on the chat. So cum rocket's apparently a brand of kind of crypto. I don't know.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Are flavored condoms practical? They are good if you would like to protect yourself against the STIs that you can get orally. And you can get chlamydia and gonorrhea from giving oral sex. Ooh. So are they practical? Do not use them vaginally because you will get a yeast infection. But if you do want to give yourself more protection from STIs, you can use them for oral sex. So don't know if that answers that. Women are definitely shamed for polyamory too. I think men as well, though, they're assumed to be a fuckboy or like a misogynist because
especially in Toronto, and cheat on them. Especially in Toronto, like I feel like there's a lot of Toronto fuckboys. It's like a thing.
Yasha, Europe has had gender parity for a lot longer than North America has. Okay. Sorry, I'm just finally catching up. Sister wives, sister husbands. Do I believe in astrology? Like no, but yes.
What's your sign? Hold on. What's your sign?
Okay. I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay.
And I want someone to do my birth chart. I read tarot cards for fun.
So do I. We should have a fucking tarot card stream. Oh my god.
Yes, we should. Oh, I was doing a sex tarot card reading, and I have a stupid TikTok about it. It's when I say stupid, there's the educational ones, and then there's my stupid ones that I'm doing because they're fun. Yeah. And I pulled the oh my god, like the King of Pentacles and like sugar daddy coming into your life.
I was just gonna say that's money. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. I
was just gonna mention that I'm a Scorpio. So we got a Sag and a Scorpio here. We're not supposed to be compatible, but we are.
I'm like a Scorpio cusp. I think that's why. I think the birth chart needs to come in. So here's the thing: we'll have someone do our birth charts. I'll find out when I was born, and we'll compare that, and then we'll do tarot card readings.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
I've been doing tarot card readings for like years, so I always do it for my friends just for fun.
I mean, I have flashcards that I use because I don't have them really memorized properly, but I definitely am like...
I don't have them memorized. There's like a little booklet that comes with the definition of each card, so I just kind of use that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm catching up on some of these things. But once again, anytime there's a meme about Sagittarius, be this, I'm like, I read it, I save it, I post it to my story. Like, I think astrology is a lot of fun, and if people believe in it, like, I mean, like, people believe in a sky daddy. Who am I to judge? Like,
I know that in Asian cultures, there's even like matchmaking, like astrological matchmaking, where they have like arranged marriages based off of your zodiac chart.
That Indian matchmaking show on Netflix.
That's what I'm referring to. Yes,
I love matchmaking shows. One thing I will say is, like, recently I've been getting really in touch with like the witchier pagan side of Judaism, and like specifically connecting with the earth and the sky and like all of those things. And I know that astrology and connecting with stars and like all of that. Like, that's all really interesting stuff.
And
So,
natural magic with MAGICK. Magics.
I mean, I think there's a lot of unexplained things out there. I'm not gonna tell someone that I know better than them just because I don't necessarily understand it the same way. I do cosplay for Halloween. If you guys have been watching Invincible on Netflix Prime, I'm gonna do on the Shrink Ray, because my name is Ray, and they made her a girl for the show, so I'm gonna do Shrink Ray out of latex. But last year for Halloween, I made the front page of Reddit with my stupid sexy Flanders cosplay.
No way.
Yeah, I made the front page of Reddit. I was so proud of myself.
That's ridiculous.
I have screenshots.
Yeah, like if
excited.
you have a picture of that, like, or a website or something, like
I can also it's on my do you guys want a TikTok maybe? But yeah, it's on my Instagram, it's on my TikTok. I'll find it.
That's big news, girl. Like, Reddit's huge. Reddit's fucking huge.
Gonna find you guys my TikTok of stupid sexy fun. I have a picture of I have a TikTok of me tobogganing in my stupid. You guys want the toboggan one? Do you want me eating a hot dog? Like,
I'm just gonna shout out your TikTok right now. It's Wife Bay Ray. I'm just gonna type it up in the chat real quick.
Or wait, I'll just link you guys directly to that one.
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
And then I'm still catching up on stream. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So I cosplays, yes. Do women hire sex workers? Yes. Less than men hire sex workers. For a mixture of the fact that we have more access to sex. We can literally walk into the street and say, who wants to have sex with me? And most men will say yes because of, as mentioned, that earlier study. But women do buy sex. And there's stigma against women who buy sex because it is considered so easily attainable for women to have sex. Why would we buy a sex worker for it? There must be something wrong with you if you need a sex worker. But sex workers can do a lot of really great therapy. Like, they'll help people come learn new things or like come to grips with some things that they have. I have a friend who sees this, I think I mentioned, a sex worker on a weekly basis. So like, women do see sex workers much less than men do. Former light bulbs. I have like a yellow ring light here. I think I agree. Okay. Do condoms protect people from AIDS or HIV? Yes, they do. Condoms are 99% effective when used correctly, but more closer to like between 88 and 97% because, you know, they rip, they break, they slip. So they do protect you from AIDS or HIV. Some people get AIDS or HIV through breast milk, through, you know, cuts, but you cannot get it from saliva. So if you kiss someone with AIDS or HIV, you will not get AIDS or HIV. Another thing that is really great that I know people don't necessarily know about is that if you are diagnosed with HIV and you get on something called antiretroviral therapy or ART, they reduce the viral load to basically zero, or not zero, but to an undetectable amount. And undetectable in many cases means untransmittable. So if you are taking ART medicine, you can have sex with someone unprotected, and it is a very low risk of transmission. That being said, still use a condom because that risk is still there. It's just low. But if someone is having sex with people that they think might have it, they can get on something called PrEP or, oh my God, something prophylactic. PrEP. What does PrEP stand for? Pre-exposure prophylactic. There, I didn't even have to look it up. It just took me a second. Which is basically ARTs as well, antiretroviral therapy. And if they're taking PrEP every single day and they have sex with someone with AIDS or HIV, actually, it protects them in most cases against transmission of that STI. And if you are exposed to HIV and you take something called PEP, which is post-exposure prophylactic, it can actually help, once again, prevent that transmission. So AIDS is not in North America, in first world countries, AIDS is not the death sentence it used to be. It is also not going to stop you from having a fulfilling, healthy sex life. And most people live most of their lives with HIV and it doesn't turn into AIDS. And most people don't die from AIDS.
I feel like HIV. There has been like a stigma for so long that getting HIV or AIDS would make you die and like that was it. You'd be living a sick life. But as you mentioned, like we have the medicine to be able for people to just live their normal lives. So it shouldn't be something, I mean, obviously it's not good to have, but it shouldn't be something you're terrified of. Like there's help
and
out
I think
there.
people are very afraid of STIs, but they don't realize that they're actually quite common and they're the only illness that we tie to morality.
Right.
And like no one gets mad at you for getting strep throat, but people think you're disgusting if you get chlamydia, but strep throat is way worse. Like
it's all stigma. It's definitely stigma.
That and like the majority of men are what you call carriers who are asymptomatic, meaning that they like don't show symptoms of an STI but are passing them along. But because they don't show symptoms, they don't get tested. And the condom breaks. And then, like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot going on there. So, Ugly Bud. I am currently in the middle of getting my sexual health educator certification, but I work full time doing events at a sex club, and I have a latex company, and I do a lot of sex education even without the certification, because the certificate is for the people who care. Because this isn't, about that kind of stuff. So yeah. Oh, and I also do cosplay that isn't latex as well. Like, I did a closet cosplay of Kiki's Delivery Service. I've done The Magicians, a TV show. I really want to do the High Priestess from Disenchantment. If you guys have seen that.
Oh my gosh, I
show.
love Disenchantment. Tia Beanie.
No eyebrows. Yeah, I want to do.
I want to do Ula. She's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's fun. And I've done a few. I mostly I have a really killer Disney Esmeralda cosplay, and I used to have a great Pocahontas one that I've retired because we are in a different world now, and we don't do that anymore.
True. Spirit Halloween's got to get rid of all the Pocahontas and Mexican costumes. I've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, mine was Disney accurate. It wasn't a native or indigenous costume. It was very much Disney's Pocahontas, because she's my favorite, but I switched to Esmeralda. So she does a pole dance in that movie. Watch it again. She does a full-on pole dance at the festival.
What? I always loved that movie.
Same York Cactus Man. Esmeralda was originally a Purim costume, yes. So I will wear things multiple times per year for Purim, and for Purim is the Jewish holiday that we get dressed up for.
If you wear Esmeralda, I'll just get my subs to get me the Hunchback of Notre Dame costume. We can do a picture.
Yeah, we'll do a group cosplay.
I'm kidding, no.
Catching up on my chat still. A friend had HIV. He might have been, but not anymore. He's still, it's treatable. You can treat HIV now.
I just wanted to say, MMP, thank you for donating $25 to the stream. I appreciate you so much. You've been actually really, really great just hanging out with us and asking questions. So thank you so, so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's exciting. I love money. I'm so glad for you.
It all goes back into the stream, so...
So one thing that I want to point out is that being on a daily medication can impact your life every day and can be really shitty, but having type 1 diabetes is really shitty and impacts your life every day. A lot of things that impact people's lives when they have an STI or an incurable STI is that the stigma is really bad and the misunderstanding is really bad. And so if you are sick, there's so much stigma that you perceived or reality, right? Whether you perceive stigma that is there or not, having an incurable STI, people treat you like garbage and you made a mistake or did something wrong or must have been a giant slut. And a lot of people get STIs from their partners because they trust them. And as I just mentioned, men are asymptomatic a lot of the time. So they could have had something for years and never gotten tested or treated because they didn't realize they had something, and then give it to their next partner as soon as they stop using condoms. And a lot of people decide in partnered relationships to stop using condoms because it is a sign of trust. And so guys will say things like, "Oh, you don't trust me?" And it's a weird
guilt trip.
Very much. That's a pressure thing. And so until you've both been tested, use condoms. And if someone is not on hormonal birth control, use condoms. So, and if you do use condoms and you're not on hormonal birth control, you should consider picking up a morning after pill or Plan B or After D if you're in Jamaica, apparently, and have it as backup emergency contraception, because that stuff, the sooner you take it after a condom breakage, the better it works. It's the most effective when taken 24 hours, but right away. And in Canada, not the States, this it's over the counter. You don't need a prescription. In fact, most pharmacies shouldn't keep it behind the counter. You should be able to just pick it up, but a lot of them do, which is really crappy. You can literally, I did this the other day actually. I walked right up and I was like, "Hey, can I get some Plan B?" And he's like, "Do you want the generic or do you want the brand name?" I'm like, "Generic's good. I'm just using it as backup contraception. Thank you." And then he just handed it over and I walked away.
Yeah.
That was it.
It shouldn't be a problem. Why isn't it on the shelf though? Because
it used to be something you needed a prescription for. Some pharmacists are controlling and sex negative and think that they should have a conversation with you. But to quote my sex educator instructor, Kristen, who is the best, she's like, people, especially young people, should be able to walk up, take it, go to self-checkout, and not talk to anybody.
That's what I was thinking. If you could do that for condoms, why can't you do it for the Plan B? But
Yeah,
know.
well, that's exactly it, because it used to be considered a medication thing, and like the instructions are very clear, and you literally just put it in your mouth. So, it's just something to consider, including the fact that the cost of contraception, which contraception refers to like anything that prevents pregnancy, that cost should be shared by both partners in the couple. Gentlemen, girls on the pill, you should help pay for that. That is all. Thank you. And Memmy Gaming wants to know if I've ever done a full-on porno. No, I actually don't like performing sex. I like taking pictures of myself because I think that like I like photographs and doing vintage vibe things, but I have never been in a full-on porno. I do not like being watched in public. I do not like being filmed for sex. That is not my kink. I do like having sex in public and trying not to get caught. So like alleyways, bathrooms, airplanes.
Hot.
Yeah.
I will personally say that I have personal videos, but no one sees them except me and my hubby. Yeah. And I don't think anyone will have them anywhere, so.
And Butter says, so this is an honest question. The idea of girth and stimulation. They've switched the use of normal dildos to bag dragons with different shapes. Well, that's it. It's different shapes. So it's probably stimulating a part of them that a normal dildo can't get. I know people who like a certain curve because it hits a certain spot inside them. The shape is probably fun. Honestly, bag dragons just look like a great time. I want to fuck myself with a dragon dong. I want to have a dragon dong and fuck other people with it. They're so expensive.
I want one
so beautiful.
I want to.
I want a dragon dong
I just
so
want to
badly.
keep it in, like, you know, with all my figurines with anime waifus. Like, it'll just be there.
Yeah, I want one that I can get fucked with and fuck other people with.
That's funny.
Yeah. What's the allure? It's a dragon dong. Girth does matter more. Like, okay, so I have a friend, she's a bit of a size queen. She has a very deep vaginal canal. She needs a longer dick. I don't like length because when I get stabbed in the cervix, it hurts. I like something thicker. But I would say that I was once with a guy with a 4-inch skinny penis, and it was curved very sharply, and it was like the best because he was getting my G-spot in the perfect spot. Yeah. Like, I can already skinny 4-inch, but the right curve. So like, I think that some people are just trying to find that right shape to get them what they need.
It's like a puzzle piece. You guys got to find your right puzzle piece.
That being said, sometimes when you've had the same puzzle piece for too long, you want a different shape because you want variety. Variety is the spice of life, to quote my husband.
Oh my god, I wouldn't fuck my ex from behind because her ass was too big. What?
Wait, where's that?
It's the most, like, one of the recent ones.
What happens if he marries the other woman? He can't. He's married to me. That's really funny. I would love to see a girl with an ass that big. Corey James says, what are the do's and don'ts when a woman tells you all she wants is friends with benefits and just wants to have fun? Don't fall in love with her. If you find yourself catching feelings, you need to break it off for your own mental health.
That is sound advice, Corey, because I kind of know who you're talking about.
If you want more than friends with benefits, you want to be in a relationship, don't have sex with her. Every time you have sex, you release the hormone called oxytocin. You will bond stronger and stronger and stronger, and it will get harder and harder and more painful to end things. So if she just wants to have fun and you want more, don't just have fun with her because you are disrespecting yourself in that moment.
Aw, that's true. That's true.
It is easier to cut it off before it starts than to cut it off when you've got the oxytocin loop. And then you end up resenting the girl because she can't give you what you want. But dudes, if it's just friends with benefits and you don't have a crush on her, use a condom. Make sure to stimulate her clitoris.
Say it again! Do the clit. Use
the clit and like be respectful and make sure that you're friends too. Don't just do the benefits part, like be friends. And be friends the way that women are friends, right? Don't be scared if she wants to talk about her feelings. That's how women are friends. Look at how she has her female friendships and understand that if she is having to do something like that with you, that's because that's how she speaks friends. She might not be trying to get a relationship out of it. Calm down. Do calm down. Yasha, I'm not worried about my husband marrying another woman. That's all I'm gonna say. He's an introvert. He's fine. He just wants to do weird sex things. That I don't want. Okay, cool. Anything else?
Yeah, there's a couple. Only a few more left. How do you feel about men who subscribe to OnlyFans?
Love them. Please keep paying my bills.
Right?
Honestly, like realistically, a lot of people talk about how to watch porn ethically. And one of the most ethical ways that you can watch porn is OnlyFans because you are doing direct to content creator, right? Like you are paying the person directly. Ethical porn is porn that you pay for. Ethical porn is porn that people are consenting to and doing things that they're comfortable with. So if you're subscribing to a girl on OnlyFans, you are getting ethical porn, right? Like, she's not your girlfriend. Keep that in mind. Some guys, I think, blame the woman when they fall in love with an image on the internet. It's like the same people who fall in love with a celebrity, but you've seen her vagina, right? Or vulva, I should say. Maybe you've seen her vagina. I don't know. Maybe she's getting.
Maybe if it's getting a periscope down there. I mean.
Yeah. But I would say that like paying for OnlyFans is ethical porn consumption, because you know this person wants to be there, and you're supporting the creator
directly. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why
I judging you for being. Oh, sorry, go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I have a lot of friends that do OnlyFans, and I will always support my ladies because I know that they are working really hard to make that content too. Like, we spend hours trying to make ourselves look good and get the right angles and everything. So
makeup is money.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
Everything on selfie mode now. I know my angles thanks to selfie mode. So if you'd like to subscribe to my OnlyFans, it's Razor Latex, RAEZORLATEX. You will get mostly me in lingerie. Anyway, what else is there?
Do you need to squirt every time to be satisfied, or is orgasms and coming multiple times enough?
Squirting is not orgasming, number one. So no, you do not need to squirt every time. Honestly, 1 orgasm per session is a win. Most women in most interactions don't orgasm. Like women, it's on the rise, but like there's a huge what's called the orgasm gap because men don't know how to please their girls, and they don't know how to speak up for themselves, or they don't know how to please themselves. So what I will say is squirting is actually a different stimulation. There's actually debate on whether or not the G-spot even exists. There's debate on what squirting fluid even is. Like, people are very confused because we keep rediscovering it, and it's very confusing. What I will say is that when a woman orgasms, it's usually, for most women, from clitoral stimulation. So the clitoris is actually this really big structure. It's not just the glands, which is the tip that you see. It's got like these giant, they look like wings and kind of like a penguin that go around the muscles around the vaginal opening. So some people, when they're getting pounded, there's so many nerve endings in the clit that like you're still stimulating the clit through that. So like, women should orgasm at least once per sex session. If you are orgasming, she should orgasm. Okay. Like, that's a thing. But what I will say is, like, squirting is kind of like a achievement badge. Not all
I want to say that
it.
Not all women can do it either, because you need, like, your partner needs to kind of, I mean, you could do it yourself, but there's a technique to it.
It doesn't feel the same. Like, I have squirted, and it just doesn't feel the same.
It doesn't.
And I had a stupid boyfriend, the first one, who I shit on his dick boyfriend. He
poop boyfriend.
He might have been at that basement party, by the way. But yeah, shit dick boyfriend. He sucks. He got me to squirt once when we were first starting out when I was like a nice little during my sexual debut, if you will.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, using the terms. Yep.
Yeah, and he got so focused on making me squirt that he stopped trying to focus on making me orgasm. And I was very clear, like, it doesn't feel like an orgasm. An orgasm feels like all of my muscles are contracting very quickly, and it's this big build, and then there's a sudden release, and it feels great. That just feels like I'm peeing the bed. So, like, it's a release, but like a pee kind of release, not like an orgasm kind of release. Not that it's pee, it's not pee. So, but he got so focused on that I just stopped, because
if it just won't happen, like, it's not the right, it just starts to feel weird. It's I kind of get that.
Yeah.
So in short, like, I'm pretty sure, like, you don't need to squirt to have an orgasm, basically.
Yeah.
So
MMP Gaming wants to know what I think about Bella Thorne on OnlyFans or UFC on Twitch. I don't have an opinion, but I can promise you my husband does. Nikki might be the right one to answer that.
Bella Thorne, I mean, she's already a celebrity, well known. She just got her OnlyFans account, and she said she was going to post a nude, and everyone subscribed to her.
Okay, I remember that.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's lying. That's a problem. There's nothing wrong with celebrities having OnlyFans. There is an issue with celebrities saying, here's a nude, and then ruining it for the rest of us.
Yes, and then after that whole thing happened, then I think people started getting, like, the payout rate was gonna be longer because of that. So she kind of fucked them over that way, yeah.
Yes. So anytime I reach my minimum, I pay out right away. Singer Cactus Man says, digging the latex, what are alternative materials? If you want shiny, just go with PVC or stretch PVC or wet look. There is nothing that will give you the feeling of latex other than latex. Most people don't actually have a latex allergy. They're allergic to the lube in the condoms. Keep that in mind. Or they'll have a sensitivity from too much exposure, like medical gloves. But if you like the appearance of latex, go buy PVC. Like literally the letters PVC. That's the material. I'm trying to find, did we miss him? Just lick her clit. Yeah, obviously lick her clit. Melissa, you're a queen. What about UFC on Twitch? Is UFC on Twitch?
They might have, like, shows occasionally.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
No, it's just reruns for people's reactions. Dude, I would love to get my knockouts for free because I can't. Every morning I wake up the next day. Alex doesn't watch the fights with me. It's just me. And I'll be like, Alex, I'm trying to show you this knockout. And then I can't find it anywhere. So, I don't know.
Here's one. I don't think guys always know when a woman orgasms, though.
They definitely don't, and women faking it isn't helping.
Oh, that's true, too. How do you even fake one? Like, what?
You moan and you pretend with your mouth, and then you say, I just came, and then they believe you.
Some actors out here.
I would say, yeah, you could probably fake it. I know men who have faked an orgasm too, which is really funny. It's very easy if you use a condom. You don't let them see you take the condom off.
Oh, you're just like, yeah, I can't, bye.
Okay, bye, this was terrible. Yeah, no. Yeah, I would say though that like people, yeah, people definitely can fake it and do fake it. You're not helping yourself if you fake it. Oh yeah, UFC is tomorrow, but apparently there's also ONE FC on Wednesdays, Yasha. Just keep that in mind. And apparently there's like this new thing by this YouTuber. Anyway, what's the best thing to please a girl? Like kinky shit. Oh, every girl's different, dude. There's not one best thing to please a girl. The thing that will please your girl is finding out what pleases her and then doing it.
Yes. Ask her.
I'm sorry, there's not one thing. Yeah. Me and my best friend, we want to have very different kinds of sex. I know this because she runs events with me at Oasis. So we have conversations about it all the time. And I have seen her, we've both seen each other blow our partners and like, we have to look away. Like it is not a fun time for us. We're like, and let me know when it's done. Because we're not those kinds of friends. What I will say is what would please Yael from a man is him getting on her knees and begging for forgiveness. That's not going to please me.
That's kind of kinky.
That's exactly what she's a dom. Yeah.
Maybe I'm a dom. Maybe I'm a secret dom.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay, do we have more questions from the AMA?
No, they're basically all done. Someone wrote, I like mashed potatoes. That's the last one, so...
I'm a French fry person, personally. How do you like your potatoes, Nikki?
I like French fries. Like New York style French fries. Deep fried twice.
Do you like New York fries? Have you ever had the Veggie Works at New York Fries?
Yes, I fucking love that. I fucking buy that all the time. Like,
there's a New York Fries a 5-minute walk from me, and I actually am on a very strict diet because of my polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I can't eat potatoes in mass quantities.
Yeah.
And like, I miss French fries so much.
Aww.
And I miss those New York fries. If anyone wants to know why I have visible abs, it's because I'm not allowed to eat carbs. Keep that in mind. Anyway. Thank you, Melissa. Melissa, I can talk about gay sex too, I promise. I'm just not as experienced with lesbian sex. But I have... Okay, here's a fun fact. I'm a straight woman, but I've anally penetrated 2 different women in orgy settings. Like, because I had a friend who was like, I really want to try anal, but like, I'm afraid of the dicks. And I'm like, pick your size. I'll do it. I will make this happen for you.
Right.
Yeah. I should add that, like, I say straight, but like my real orientation is hedonistic. Meaning that I love dicks and I love men, but if I'm in a group setting, I'm not going to be like, ew, no, because that's rude and not fun. So, like, sometimes you just got to go with the flow.
I think I'm kind of the same way. Like, I'm into men physically, but, I mean, if there's a hot girl, I'll be like, yeah, you're fucking hot. Does that make me a bi? I'm not sure.
I'll make out with anyone because, like, a mouth is a mouth, and if they're a good kisser, I have found that girls are better kisser than guys. I have had some of my best kisses from girls, and some of my worst kisses from guys. Like, I've never had a bad kiss with a girl. So yeah. Questions? Have I threesomed? Many times. Probably will. Actually, yes.
She's like, I got one scheduled next week. No.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually a running joke. Most of the women on the Oasis platforms, the big fantasy that they all have, we all have, that isn't fulfilled. So anytime we do porn watch parties, I include one of these porns. Double penetration.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 2 dudes, 2 holes, just you. Who doesn't want that?
The devil's triangle.
Yeah, and if they high-five each other, it's more fun. Am I a fan of nipple play? Yes. Did you know you were already an Amazon Pro? Oh, that's exciting. Nightbot. I know that's your ad that goes up apparently. That's very exciting.
Yeah, if you do have Amazon Prime, you can sub to me for free. So that is, if you do use it, that'd be cool.
Have you pegged men, Ray? Yes. Yeah, there's a bit of a joke that I'm the pegging queen at Oasis. In September, this is like, Nikki, you're gonna love this story. In September, we had a back-to-school themed event where we had a sex class every day. And like we had like at Oasis, and it was like we had like an event that was more kinky, and so we told everyone that we'd be teaching them how to do anal. What they didn't expect was me to come out with a dick and bend over a guy and teach them how to do anal.
Like a dildo, right? Like a.
I had a man.
Oh.
And I had my pegging dildo, a real man. I fucked a man on camera to teach people how to do anal. And that's the first and last time I ever did that. I'm like, well, this was fun, but I don't think I ever want to do that again.
Was that the first and last time you saw him, though?
That was the first time we had sex like that, and I think that's why it was kind of weird. So that was fun. What is it with some girls wanting to keep their bra on during sex? 2 things. If you've got big boobs and you're being fucked doggy style, they clap together and they start to itch.
Oh.
So some girls might keep their bras on because, you know, it's comfort. It's like trying to jog up and down the stairs if it's vigorous. Other girls, it might just be that like they're wearing a push-up bra and they don't want you to realize that they don't have what they claim to have. Currently wearing a push-up bra. They definitely don't look like this all the time. And I think for some girls, it's just like, you know, it's your job to take it off and you didn't. So not actually, like that might be what they're thinking.
That's true too. Or sometimes they just like the lingerie and want to get fucked in lingerie, so.
Yeah, maybe they really like that bra and like how they're feeling in it. Maybe they just want the support.
Maybe it's a bra with like the holes cut out. I don't know.
Cute, yeah. I know in movies they'll frequently show people keeping their clothes on for sex.
Yes.
But like they're supposed to have fucked for hours when they wake up the next day in pajamas. I'm like, no, that didn't happen.
They literally just had foreplay and fell asleep and woke up the next day. Yep. Oh.
Yeah. Oh man, sorry, it's past my bedtime, but this is exciting.
No. Yakuza, do you even know what this stream is about? If you want that, you should be going to Girls Gone Wild for that, I think.
If you would like that, subscribe to my OnlyFans.
That's all you can say, plug.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
That ain't happening here on Twitch, not with our TOS, so sorry, no.
Also, that's just honestly like Oasis only, man. Yeah. So yeah, I know. I mean, I mentioned my OnlyFans is there, my podcast is there, my latex is there. Oh, my new collection comes out in a few weeks. I think I mentioned it's MMA fight gear inspired, and we filmed a fight film, like with fight choreography for it.
Like in the outfits?
Yeah.
Do you guys have swords?
No, we just use our fists.
Oh.
I didn't even know how to use these back then, but you know.
You remind me of like, I don't want to say Electra, but like kind of Electra, like with the size.
Yeah. I will do that. Will be a cosplay I do at some point. Good night, Corey James. It was fun to hang out with you. Okay, so Yasha, I was taking kickboxing in school, not in school, sorry, in the gym. But I have a friend who's a jiu-jitsu instructor, so once a week I drill with him. So I've been drilling jiu-jitsu. And I also do yoga and Pilates, and I used to indoor rock climb before the pandemic closed that. And I also do a lot of fucking boot camps. And I have a guy teaching me how to use these, which integrate really well with kickboxing. So I've been learning how to do shit like this, like a double spin. Isn't this impressive?
It's fucking cool. Like I cannot do that at all. I'm a very clumsy person.
Sometimes I can double hand it when I'm not afraid of hitting shit. So, what other question? Hey, are there people who do OnlyFans and Twitch simultaneously? Twitch on top, OF on bottom.
I don't think so. That's weird. I would say no.
Yeah, Yasha, I'm very much when I say what's below a white belt, that's what I'm like. Today we were learning how to do like a crucifix and a knee slice. I don't know if that means anything to you. So I do want to do naked jujitsu as a live show on my OnlyFans, but you need mats and the right partner. So I know, Yash, I was making fun of myself. I have a video of me trying to choke out a girl with my thighs today. That's what we were learning.
That's kind of hot too. See, you know, I got into photography actually because a lot of models have been, I don't want to say harassed, but these men take pictures of them, and sometimes they don't even know they're taking pictures of them during the photo shoot, and they're keeping them and selling them later on. So I kind of made like my own photography company called Cantaloupe Photography, which is like more based for women that are doing cosplay and stuff, because I want them to be safe when they're doing that kind of stuff. So,
well, that's assault, by the way, what you just described there, in case people were confused about that.
And I know I've seen recently some, I think it was some cosplay photographer, he actually got arrested for just that. And he actually goes to like Anime North and all of these Toronto conventions, and people were like taking pictures.
Yeah, I've been seeing that all over right now. This one guy who like one girl, oh my god, Lola, the sex worker Lola was posting about how he like assaulted her and shit too, I think.
So this is, and like he's just one person that got caught, right? Like I keep thinking like how many male photographers I see there, and there's underage girls cosplaying, and you know, like, you know, 18 plus girls cosplaying, and they're just taking photos without permission. So that's why I started my own like photography company for that. So, you know, when they open up again, like girls will be more comfortable shooting with another girl, and they know they're not going to be like harassed or whatever. So
yeah, totally. I get that. That's great. Have I thought about selling my vids on my website without OnlyFans? No, but if people DM me for clips and shit and they e-transfer me, I'll just send it to them directly through Instagram. Like, if people want my photos and want to pay me directly, I'll take it.
Favorite weapon you would want to use?
So I didn't realize how much I was going to love using the size, but now that I have them, I love them. When I LARPed, I used a staff or spear that was taller than I was. So that was because I wanted to have the distance. But let's be honest, who doesn't want to know how to use a sword?
I have a katana, but that's it. And it's real, but literally that's all I have. I wish I had more like ninja stuff. So I got this.
People here, you think people here don't know what live action roleplay is? You think I have to explain it? If you don't know what LARP is, sound off in the chat. I assume. That's so cool. It's like the Black Demon Slayer blade. It
is actually from Bleach, the anime. It's Ichigo's sword.
Wait, should I get my swords? Oh my god, that's so cool.
It's actually like, and it's legit, like you can get cut with this, so I'm trying not to like kind of keep it close to me. Legit size.
That's so cool. That's so tall.
This would be my weapon of choice, although it is pretty heavy.
Okay, so the reason that I'm really liking the size, aside from the fact that I know them, is that they turn every block into a strike. So if someone's coming at you and you block, that's now a strike, if you know what I mean. Like, this is my old, the guy who's teaching me this is like 63 years old. So you can do something here where like you can strike like this. If you do a back elbow, you've got the pointy bit there, but then all you need to do is spin it and you've got a striking weapon this way, a striking weapon this way, but when you block it, it hurts the fuck out of them too. So that's really nice. I'm very excited about my size.
I would not want to meet you in an alley. You would be
those.
Love it.
The more you learn martial arts, the more you know that you're bad at martial arts, if that makes you feel better.
My cat's here.
Hi, kitty. What's your cat name?
His name's Okami. So it means wolf in Japanese, and then I have another one who's a big white cat. His name's Kitsune, fox in Japanese. I have emotes of them, like.
That's so cute.
My
sister, my sister streams her art on Twitch. She's an animator.
Yeah.
So she'll like do her animations, and she has her cat as an emote.
Yeah, well. I have my two cats. Like I made them myself too.
Yeah.
Gotta love them.
MMP Gaming, my swords are so far away, and I'm so tired right now. So I'll save that for if I ever stream with Nikki again. Sound good? I'll have them ready. But I also do a lot of what I call girl with sword content, where I will post pictures of me wearing no pants and a sword. And that's coming up next week on OnlyFans. Like I used to post that stuff to Instagram, but I can't show bare butt anymore.
Yeah, you can't. There's a lot of Instagram's very becoming censored, like super censored, so.
Really frustrating. I want you guys to see my butt and my sword for free, but apparently Instagram doesn't want you to, so now I have to go to a paywall.
Honestly, Twitter is more forgiving for that stuff. So
I don't know how to use Twitter.
Yeah, a lot of
I do, but I don't.
A lot of my friends who are into that stuff, they have migrated their more mature content to Twitter, but then they keep the Instagram one with like emojis on you or something just to kind of like hide stuff. So.
Yeah, I would say that if they see that you've put an emoji or you have your hands covering your boobs,
oops, sorry.
they will take it down.
I didn't mean that.
Yeah, they'll take it down. Like they'll flag your account.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Are you good with ending, or do you have any questions for Ray?
Yeah, final call for questions, friends. Although now we have 27 people on. Final call.
Final call for any questions for me and Ray.
Do we give it a few minutes in case people type
yeah, for sure.
Fun fact, I type 114 words per minute.
We should have a typing test! I type at like 100, like 102, like 80 to 100.
Yeah, can we start at that? Let's start with that next time, because I don't think I'm there right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have to cut my fingernails, but yeah, I do type really fast.
That's the trick. Never have long fingernails.
Right?
They'll be good
yeah,
for
mine
finger
are
banging.
like really long.
Yeah, they're good for rock climbing. They're good for martial arts, and they're good for finger banging.
Oh, you got some couple questions here.
Okay.
Have you ever thought of sailing your vids on your own? Sailing? Your own vids on your own website.
I answer that. I have not, because I'm lazy as fuck. But if you DM me on Instagram and you want to pay me for shit, I will send you stuff. So yeah. Have we met in real life? Is there a chance we can make some content together? We did meet in real life at that party in the basement, the Jaeger party.
That sounds so sketch.
Yeah.
It was I'm pretty sure it was like a joint birthday between me and my bestie, and yeah, I met her in the basement of Bestie's house, and that's where we met, and I think we were both drunk.
Was that the house she was with that guy who was a terrible person? Am I thinking of the right party?
I don't know. All I know is there was Jello shots and there was a gas mask, and I was.
It was a LARP
wasted.
Party, wasn't it? Though, right? Like it was a LARP. Was that a LARPer party?
No, it wasn't.
Okay,
it wasn't.
No, it was. Yeah, okay. Did we do anything together? No, but you can pretend we did. Picture whatever you want in your head.
Here, let's touch each other on the monitor. Let's give each other a high five.
How do I?
Yeah.
Which direction?
Yeah, you're in the right direction. Just go all the way.
Okay.
Push harder.
I'm leaning. Okay, wait. I'm almost there.
There we go.
Okay. Wow, I'm bad at this.
There.
We got it.
We got it.
We did it. Do you do that with tongue sex? Like,
More about this
MMP
party.
Gaming, I'm gonna be honest. We were both drunk.
I don't remember it really. Honestly, I don't remember it. That's the only part I remember is we were like there was EDM music in the basement. There was Jello shots. I met her. We were dancing. We did not have shoes on, and that's all I remember.
Yeah. And then we scissored. No, like.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, everyone. I hope that was fun. Please subscribe to my podcast, subscribe to me on TikTok. Please follow me. I'm trying to make it as a content creator.
Yes, and obviously if you do like her content, there's the website. Go check her out. I will be posting her on Instagram again so you guys can follow easier. And I had so much fun. Thank you so much for joining in on the show and the stream and saying hi to my viewers and answering their questions. Ray, it's been like a fucking amazing time with you being here, and you're so... Like, I love how educated you are in this topic. I love it. I fucking love it.
Thank you. I know, I can talk about having sex and then about vaginal coronas.
I love it. Yeah. I think you're going to be great, and I think you're going to get your certificate, and I hope you do blow up, and I'm going to help you blow up. Like, let's do it.
You should. So. Thank you. It was really nice meeting all of you. Thank you so much for coming and asking your questions. I had a lot of fun. Maybe I'll come back one day and we'll do sexy tarot card readings. Who knows? That'd be fun. So yeah, it was nice to meet you all.
Aw, thank you guys so much for the bits. Aww. And you guys go check her out, definitely, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. You can leave whenever you want, Ray.